Hey everybody, and welcome to Fourever Rivals. And here we are, the four biggest losers in the AFL, one after the other, starting with Quinny, been a loser all year, Manny, half a year,
The biggest
fucking
loser.
Mark, 3/4 of the year, and now Rocco's joined that losing fucking mentality, bloody. So this should be called Forever Losers, but we'll get through this and we'll see how we go. We got everybody in the chat already. Rob Galicchio, let's go, lads. He's always here, mate. We got, I can't pronounce his name, Arosh. This sounds like that comedy skit, Arosh. Hey, Arosh, are you in the room? We got Scotty Tompkins. He's watched more Carlton content this week than any person I know. He was on for 3.5 hours on Monday, 4.5 hours last night, and he's back again. Mr. VIP, how was level 2 at the SCG, Mr. VIP? Look at this, man. They've got you, and they don't forget, mate. Our crowd does not forget, mate. Who's Salami Boy? Mac Andrews. He must have given you nightmares. Marco, that was such a bloody nightmare, mate. What else have we got? August is the most important month for booking holidays. I think he's 100% correct there, just quietly. Now, every week, what happens every week, guys? This bloke comes on, Lone Wolf Ant, and gives us money, mate. You are a champion, different code. But CR7 once said, was that CR7? What is that? I don't know who that is.
That's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who? Yeah. Oh, Ronaldo. Yes, you are correct.
No.
Once said he's addicted to. I actually watched this. He's addicted to success. It motivates him and drives him. When have any of our players spoke like that? It's about mindset with me. And we are too, and he's talking about Carlton, and he's 100%. We spoke about it for 4.5 hours last night, and it is. I think Ronaldo's kind of attitude, not many players have got it. Not many players have got it where success is everything to them, and it means everything. So there's going to be there's going to be some talking tonight about that. Carlton season finished like Rocco's hairline, very good. So it actually finished about 20 years ago. So you're about right. Where's Carl's? Yeah, where is Carl's? Hello, boys. So they're all here. All right. That's good. So there is a lot to talk about. Let's start with you, Quinny. How are you, buddy? You're pretty cool, man, because you're just used to being a loser. You definitely haven't got the Ronaldo kind of fucking attitude.
Well, let me tell you, it's great this week. It was nice. I checked the ladder on Sunday night, and I thought, you know what? If you're not first, you're last, and all you guys are bottom, mate, you're just there's no difference between us. Welcome to the right side of the ladder. You know, it's gonna be fun having you guys here. You're more than welcome to hang around as long as you want. So I'm all right. I'm cruising this year.
You're gonna bloody love it tonight, man. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna love it. And you're right. You know what? If you're not winning it, I saw that. I once saw that. I think Seinfeld said it, that it's either you're a winner or you're the best loser. So coming second just makes you the best loser. So anyway, and then we got Magpie VIP Manny, mate. Where did that did you have VIP seats on the weekend?
Look, good evening to everyone out there. It's a bit hard at the moment. You know, we're all trying to compensate one way or another. I thought I'd wear my hat, as you can see. Rocco,
I'm gonna let you go tonight because you snuck it in with the hat, so I'll let you go.
I appreciate that. I was going to say that this is a hat that Mark, you'll wear one day, maybe in 2035, 2040. Carlton, on the other hand, I think they're more at getting to a grand final than any other team. Tigers again, but we'll talk about that later.
After that weekend's performance, I think now we're further than everyone else, mate. So don't get me, and I'll get I'll get started when it gets to my team, mate. And then, of course, we've got Markov with the biggest 8,000 year bloody finals appearance fucking team that he followed. But because of Markov,
good. Well, before you get on to it, good evening, fellas, mate.
okay.
Look, mate, how's this weather the last 3 or 4 days? Absolutely fantastic. The sun's coming out. The teams are getting done.
That's what I when I went to the game on Sunday, I was feeling so good. I was sitting there. I got burnt. I sat there. Yeah. It was like the best day, and it was hot. I was thinking, this is fantastic, and then it all went to shit.
Maybe you just hate that. But good evening, all fellas and all the viewers out there. But beautiful.
I think everyone wants to talk about this. Hey, we protect the most important thing: your family and your home. What do I hear? We want to hear. I can hear it. They're at the front, actually. It's like bloody Bon Jovi at the front.
We want the jingle. We want the jingle. We want the jingle. We want the jingle.
Let's see if I can do it. How can I change? All right, let's go. If you want your family to be safe, Carlton Security Doors and Blinds is the place. So don't support a Fourever Rivals and they'll be out of the 8. And don't forget to ring 83394848. And don't forget to ring 83394848.
Fantastic, Rocco. I really appreciate that, buddy. Yes, just call us on 8339 4848 for a free measuring quote. Again, simply just mention Fourever Rivals or the Jumper Punch, and you will receive 10% off your proposal. So search us and also like us on Facebook. Protect your home and, most importantly, your family.
That's fantastic. Get onto him. As I said, that is a great deal. I'm telling you, 10% these days, far out. You save 10%, you can get a week of groceries here. The other day, I went and I bought like 3 things, and it was $38 or something. And I can't. I have to stop eating, mate. Like, it's probably a good thing that I stop eating, but look, Matula's loving it. The best one ever, mate. Like that jingle, I think I'm really starting to perfect it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that last bit was a bit flat, but apart from the other 95% of it, it was right on the mark there, Rocco. Right on the mark.
Thank you. I'm glad. I might have to get you as a manager. What are you laughing at, Manny? Your team is fucked. Yeah, what are you laughing at? Don't laugh at my team.
Well, look, I tell you what, I'm happy to laugh, but Brendan, let me tell you something, my friend. You're not seen a premiership yet. So, I figured you're probably about 18 years old, 19 years old. So
you're assuming that who he follows.
Well, I reckon he must be a Carlton supporter, because only a Carlton supporter would say that.
Are you assuming his gender too, are you?
Hey, listen, they get personal now, okay?
I'm just saying, you just assume that you don't know who he follows, what he's doing. He could be like a Geelong, he could be a bloody Hawthorn, you don't know what he is.
Well, he could be, but I'm only assuming.
All right, good. And you know what happens when you assume? You make an ass of you and me, mate.
Hey, speaking of ass, I had someone who recognised me on the train the other day, which I actually got a little bit not sort of defensive, but I didn't know what they were going to say to me and whatever. And you know what he turned around and he said to me? This is all he said. Bring back the mannerism. Bring back the mannerism.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I said,
we kind of let go of the mannerisms this year, didn't we?
Well, we did, because we got overtaken by the markism.
Yeah, we might have to come up with. Maybe we'll do an end of year Mark and Manny manner and markerisms. What do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Lock it in. It'll
be let's go through some stuff here. First of all, the merch. right? How's that? And it's
Looks good.
embroiled, or as
I
I
like
call
that.
it, embroiled.
Is
Or
that
get a
Or
discount,
we can
that
do,
looks like really really nice
we can
cotton.
do. I'm telling you, man, they're good products here. You can do that, mate. Look at that. I wish I brought that on. I forgot to bring that on Sunday. Or we can do that kind of look, mate. What do you want, mate? Like, look at this, mate. I look 20 years younger there. Or if we want to like go in and maybe like do a little bit of a job on the 7-Eleven, we can do that kind of job here, mate. So look at that, the TJP. We've also got the aprons and that, so everyone get on. I'm not trying to bloody sell my stuff, but here you go. There it is.
Any
It's
discount
our
for Essendon
website.
supporters?
What's that?
Any discount for Essendon supporters?
I'll give you 10% off.
10%.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's locked in.
Done.
What about Collingwood supporters?
Collingwood supporters, well, I have to give them 50% off.
10%.
Nah, because I don't think they can. I don't think they can afford the full price, just Squally. So I might give them 50% off.
What are can I ask? Are you allowed to tell us how much your caps go for there, Rocco?
Look, to tell you the truth, in the next week or so, like we've just finished like getting them all ready and that, and Mars, we got the website up, and we just got like all the quotes and that, but I'm going to be assuming the caps are going to be like $20-25. I'm assuming same with the things, and we've got aprons. I think the hoodies are going to be about 50 or 60. I think what are hoodies normally worth, you know, and then the t-shirts are about 30-35. I'm going to assume. I've probably got all of them wrong, but they're going to be that. They're going to be at the show. They're going to be at this one here, the TJP. Fucking get onto it, man. It's going to be huge, man. I'm excited about this, man. I'm excited. TJP live show, 31st. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be huge, mate. Tomorrow I'm finding out about our big special guest. He's huge. So I don't want to announce it until tomorrow. So there's going to be a big special guest. Get on there. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. Fourever Rivals are going to be there. Everyone's going to be there. It's going to be huge, man. Heaps of food. Heaps of fun. So get on there. Make sure we're proudly brought to you by Blues Crypto Fan Token. So just remember, if you get your ticket, join the Telegram for Blues Crypto. Write it TJP raffle, and you'll go into the draw on the night for 300,000 tokens, 150,000 for second and 50,000 for third on the night. 300,000 tokens. If you win that, I'm telling you, that is a good little gig there. So everyone get on to that, yeah? And just one more thing before we move on is make sure you guys catch the Change Room, the biggest show, really getting bigger and bigger. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m, they are joined by legendary Kenny Hunter. Kenny Hunter has entered the building. Kenny Hunter talks about the fifth quarter and mental health for ex-players of the AFL, actually all sports, but he is like concentrating. So he helps players with it's a non-profit organization, so he's there to help players after footy with depression and all sorts of stuff. He went through it, but yeah, so get on tomorrow night. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big, and his organization is called the Fifth Quarter. So make sure you get onto there.
Just quickly before we move on,
yeah,
you've left something out. Ross in the comments has just asked, what discount do Richmond supporters get for the TJP merch?
That's true. So we want a Richmond supporter.
Do we get a compensation pick for being bottom of the ladder this year? Is that how it works?
You do. You get a compensation pick, yeah. And so you'll get a compensation pick. So with every what we do is with every purchase, we give you a hug, just so you feel better.
You can't keep on getting compensation picks, mate. You can't keep on getting compensation.
If we get you one, well, you won't be getting, but
tanking and being on the bottom of the ladder. Now you want, the latest draft pick, and then now you want the discount for the jumper punch merchandise. What more do you want, Quinny, mate? Come on, mate. What's going on, mate?
On it all.
He's happy with a hug, mate. He's happy with a hug.
Is that just to clarify as well, because the people are going to want to know, is that a hug just from one, or is that a hug from all the TJP members? Is that one hug?
You don't want a hug from a Greek, mate.
You get 3 hugs for each premiership that you won.
Okay, beautiful. Done. Good deal. Everybody get on it.
But no hugs from
is the best.
No hugs from no Greeks though, mate. Remember?
Yeah. No. I know how you Greeks like it, mate. Good.
Well, look, the Greeks introduced sex to the Italians, and then the Italians introduced it to the wives.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I hope that's going to be. I hope your joke's better than that old one you just brought up now. I hope the joke at the end is better than that one there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Manny will give a bear hug for sure, man. And so that's it. All right, let's go. Everyone reckons hugs are the best, so everyone really wants the hugs. So I think everyone this week needs hugs, man. Everyone needs hugs, don't we? The way we all played this week at certain times of the game. So let's go into. Have we done? Anyone else got anything else to say?
No, I think we're good to dive right in.
All right, let's do this. This one here. So, Fourever Footy, man, we talk about all the big events for the week. To tell you the truth, there wasn't that many big events this week, apart from actually the games itself, So the games itself. So I suppose we can talk a bit about that if you want. And anyone in the chat, we're going to put it out to you guys. Anyone in the chat has got something that's kind of like got you, irked you about the game. What aren't you happy with? What are you happy with? Let us know. And the Fourever Rivals. But I'm going to start with you guys. What got you this week in the game? Anyone?
Well, I was going to say that the AFL seems to have a chip on its shoulder. It continues to do that. And what really annoys me is that you've had, you can't express yourself anymore. You can't have an opinion about any bad decisions made by umpires. You can't say anything that's going to be negative towards the AFL, because the AFL straight away want to put a stop to it. They want to sit there and say, no, you can't say this, you can't say that. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If you want to go and live in a communist country where you don't say anything, you can fly to North Korea. Yeah? As far as I'm concerned, it should be able to express your frustrations. And, and I can tell you right now, the media loves having a field day. Now, I'm not going to go too far about this, but I'm going to use McRae, our coach, as an example where, he's frustrated. He's entitled to be frustrated. And all of a sudden, the media puts it on there that, he's bagging the umpiring, and then, he's talking about decisions being made at the MCG, but when Collingwood was playing away, decisions would go against them, etc. Look, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that let them have the ability to speak their mind. Very simple. And that really annoyed me.
And that's a fair enough point. I mean, that's been happening for a while, and we actually brought it up last night with with a few of our players who kind of been kind of held back to say a few things. We brought one definitely who went on Blue Sunday, David Rees-Jones, and he told everyone that when he went on 360, they actually kind of told him what kind of message they were trying to bring across. And is that what we really want, people? Is that what we really want, people? We don't want them. We're trying to protect everybody and everything to a point now that we've got to either hide or lie or where we are. I don't know, man. What we always ask for players to be individual and to have some character and say it as it is. And then when they do, they either get pulled back or they'll get spoken to, and then they won't do it anymore. So you tell them, Manny.
It's spot on, Manny, and you see it all the time. And obviously, I'm going to use him as an example because he's one of my favorite players. But you look at someone like Dusty Rudd, who hates talking, he hates the media. Everyone wants so badly for him to speak and him to say something. But then at the same time, will criticize and talk shit. And it's like, well, you're not giving these players an avenue to open up and to talk more freely and say the things they want to say, because they just get shut down straight away. Exactly like you said, we want players, coaches to be open, to be honest, to speak their minds. But as soon as they do, everyone's got an opinion. People shut them down. They, depending what they've said, there could be a fine even. Like it's bad. And you'd think at this point we'd be a lot more progressive with things like that because we've moved on, but it's not getting any better.
You reckon it's actually going backwards?
I think a little bit. Like you look at like interviews from, you guys would have seen a lot more of it than me, but 70s, 80s and all that, and what the coaches, they just said whatever they wanted. They had no qualms whatsoever. But you look at them now and they're so well media trained that they, everything they say, it just feels like they're reading a script.
Carls, how are you? Hey, Carls, we'll be getting in contact with you because, probably going to get you or maybe a hubby, whichever one you want to pass the winning thing to the couch next week. It could be a good week. It could be a bad week for you to come on the couch, but we'll get in contact with you. No, you're absolutely right about that, about them speaking. At the end of the day, too, what freaks me out, we're not stupid, right? Except for the two blokes at the bottom there, but we're not stupid, right? We're not stupid. We know the game, right? And we know when they're talking shit. Like, we know when the coaches are saying something and you can see that it's just blah, blah, typical what they've been told to say. We know it, but yet they treat us like idiots, I'd rather, for example, like I know that we'll give the Magpie coach the one, right? All he said was, mate, I'm just, what happened along the boundary there, and then he goes, maybe if it was at, because it was at the MCG, it would have been different or whatever he said, That's what we were all thinking. So why can't he say it? We were all thinking that. Like, at the end of the day, I'm happy that Collingwood lost the way they did. But those decisions were wrong. Right, they were wrong along the boundary, mate. Maybe the Darcy Moore, I'm going to give that one there. But the first one, that was not deliberate. They paid it. What do you want the coach to say, mate? He should be saying that was bullshit, mate. That was wrong. And then the 50-metre, even though you deserve it, Manny, because it happened to North Melbourne, so it's kind of like karma back. But that was a fucking free kick, mate. Like, the bloke ran 6 meters over the line, mate. Let's be fucking serious here. I've just chucked in about $5 there, so they're going to absolutely like cut my ad thing here, that, because I've been swearing. And then, like, if he says something, they'll hold him back and they'll fine him. Like when Damien Hardwick said the word fuck. Oh, big deal, mate. This is what we're talking about, But then and then we say, oh, they're not talking for real. Because you don't allow them to, mate. So I agree with you guys. You, Mark, you haven't said anything.
Oh, look, there's not much truly to say, mate. AI, mate, artificial intelligence, media, the future. These days, anything can be said, and God knows what happens from there. That's what's happening in the world of football at the moment, mate. We've got to be a little bit careful of what we say and what we do, because there's a lot of corrupted kind of AI. I keep on saying that word AI, but it's I'm starting to hear it a lot more and more at the moment. So just be mindful of what the coaches, the players, the media, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, everything you get to say. It's all maybe not correct what's happening out there.
This is a true point. So, I do remember when they used to cut movies and that with the bad language. They used to cut it out, and so they're trying to protect the society, And now watch a bloody music video and it's like a full-on porno, it's unbelievable. They pick and choose what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And I'll give you another. Sorry for talking so much, but I'll give you another example. Over the weekend, Mars and Michael got kicked out because someone wasn't happy with the way they were expressing themselves at the footy, right? So then they decided, and once they called security on you, you're done. You're done. Right or wrong, they're after you. But we come up with a good point yesterday. Someone got offended by that. But you can drink like an absolute dog, right? And get yourself smashed at the footy, and that's okay. In front of kids, no one cares. No one says anything. Yet, you get overexcited at the footy and you might yell some stuff and, oh, I'm too offended. But you walking off every 10 minutes to go and get another 4 bourbon and cokes and sitting down and making an absolute piss of yourself, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. We're fine with that. But you can't swear. Like, get out of here. Like,
yeah, no. Well, Rock, you can do that if you want at the football. You can drink a slab of bloody beers,
mate. You can. How is that more acceptable than getting excited at the football?
Well, like I was saying to you 4 weeks ago, I was at the football and there was some young kids behind me swearing and carrying like a fucking 2-bob watch. That's not acceptable, mate. You can show your emotions at the football, but don't start swearing and using other foul languages while you're at the game where people are paying some good money these days to watch the football. They're paying good money to watch the football. You don't want some dickheads behind you swearing and carrying off 2-bob watches. I can sit there and drink a slab of beers and carry on about the game and say, that was holding the ball or that carry on or, But, mate, it's got to stop. And that's what's happening. They've got to get kicked out. People out there.
I agree in a way, Mark. As long as you don't say anything that's like over the top and that, you should be able to express yourself.
What's over the top?
Well, if you start being racist or you start being homophobic or you start anything
I'm talking about swearing words.
But, well, you should be able to swear. I don't reckon swears between that bad. As long as you don't go over the top. Right? Okay. I think it should be okay. It's a normal word, mate. What are people getting offended by? As I said, you can watch MTV now, right? And they say such words, right? And it's all over the place, but that's okay. That's okay. But I go to the footy, I should be able to express myself. And I'm telling you, these people that are complaining, they've gone over the top, mate. Like, I should be able... What? I can't swear. I can't say the word fuck. What? Because your kid's protected. I mean, if I go over the top and absolutely, then you go, all right, mate, like take it a little bit easy, right? But you can't just say, mate, don't swear. I've got another mate, right, where he sits down and he was here last night, right? That the lady behind him, every time he stands up, pulls him down. Don't stand up. Right? Like, what is going on, mate? Like, are you serious? It's the footy for crying out loud, mate. It's not just for you. If your kid can't handle it, don't bring him. Don't bring him. Don't bring him. Right? You're trying to stop now a whole society because you think it like. As I said, if it goes over the top, if you start using some of these words that aren't acceptable, like the see you next week and the like other words that I won't even mention now before they take us offline here, but. I can understand, but seriously, Mark, are you saying that if you swear you got to get kicked out now?
No. Look, I totally understand in frustration if the players kick the goal and you go, oh fuck, oh fuck, that's bullshit. We're all there together to kind of get involved with that. But if it's just general play and then it's quite quiet in the crowd and someone goes, oh, you're a fucking dog or you're this or that and that. Look, you're saying don't bring your kids to the football.
Come on, that's all right. I do that. One of your players run into me.
You won't bring your wife to the football. It needs to be.
You know what? I think the problem here, Mark, is this, right? Now, the reality is you're going to have people that are very, very passionate, right? And I can tell you right now, okay, if Carlton was playing at home against the West Coast Eagles, and you've got the MCG that's got about 65, 70,000 Carlton supporters, and they know how important these two next games are, right? Who do you think you are? Because you want to come to the football you want to protect your wife and your kids, Minka. Mate, don't bring it.
Don't bring it.
Hang on. Hang on, listen. If your kids go to school now and that four-letter word, they learn it from the age of 5. Okay, so it's not we're protecting them. It's just that we're getting people who are starting to become, oh, you can't do this, you can't do the footy. You try and explain that. I said to Rocco as a joke, it's only a game, yeah, and that's the problem.
I'm still upset about that.
You're getting
I'm still
people
upset about that.
that are watching footy and they're just saying, "Oh, it's only a game." It might be only a game to whoever comes there and wants to sit there and sits back and let's have a glass of Chardonnay. No, it doesn't work that way. There are people who are very passionate. How can you take that passion away when at that one day they look forward? They're going there, screaming as much as they want. They're releasing their frustration. If their team's winning, they're happy. Mate, come on. It's football.
That does not give that supporter the opportunity to be passionate and swear and carry on the two.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't, Manny.
Of course it does.
If
you don't like it,
he's not a
go to the
special
footy.
guest. He's not a special guest.
No. If you don't like it, don't go.
Passionate doesn't give him the right to say and do what he has to do.
Come on, Mark.
Everyone's got
Can I say then you offend me by being so like weak about it? You're offending me.
Yeah.
Am I offended?
Yeah, I'm offended that you think that's offensive. I'm offended now.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'm offended that you think that you can't swear at the footy. Now I'm offended about that comment.
Mate, they've got it on the signages out there, mate. If there's abusive language and it's inappropriate.
But it's not, they're not abusing you. They're not abusing you, Mark.
There's an obvious reason for that, Rocco, mate. At the end of the day, you've got no right to just go to the football and think you can swear and carry on like a 2-by fucking watch at the football where there's other people out there that are respectfully taking their families and their wives and their children, but you got to say to yourself, well, if you don't like it, stay home. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Enough respect.
Stay home.
You have enough respect
stay
for
home.
People that
no, stay home. First of all, Mark, be prepared. When you go there, listen, if I'm there and I'm watching the game and I'm passionate about my game, I'm going to scream and have a shout. I'll do whatever I want. You know what? And if I get someone like you, which I had in the past, I'll say, you know what, mate? Take your wife to dinner. Don't worry about coming to these games. These games are for the supporters. Okay?
Yeah. Well, I would deal with you, Manny. I would deal with you at the ground. If you said that to me and my wife and my kids,
you're going to run up to the security guard.
I said, you know what?
Mr. Security.
No, I won't run to the security. No, mate. I'll deal with it myself.
Oh, you're going to have to go, mate, because this bloke's offended. Come on, mate. But you know what?
I'm not surprised in the 1970s and 80s, mate. When I went to Windy Hill, it was all blokes. It was all pissheads. They all had their cans of VBs and used to throw them on the ground and used to carry on like fucking 2-by watches. And, you know, we used to sit there and watch it and look at it and go, oh, that's acceptable. That's not acceptable, mate. It's not acceptable. The game has changed.
$2.99. Mark, you're a liar if you say you don't swear at the footy.
Oh, look, don't get me wrong, Rock. I didn't say I didn't swear. It's appropriate to swear to the emotion of what the situation is on the game. I'll give you an example.
It's not you to decide.
Saturday night.
It's not you.
No. On Saturday night, I was at the game, and obviously the guy didn't
what my emotions
and I swore. But sorry.
But it's not up to you to decide my emotions.
That's right.
But the emotion probably wasn't even heard by the response of the rest of the crowd and the way
none of your business. I can get upset about a decision that you think that is, and I'll just get upset, or I can get upset at maybe one of your players did a bit of a sniping act behind play that no one saw. That's none of your business. I can say whatever I want. As I said, as long as it doesn't go overboard and it's not directed at anyone at the ground, right? I can say whatever I want to the players. As long as it's not racial or whatever it is, I can tell them they're dogs. I can scream it out. I can scream out, fucking move, you bloody dog. I could scream that out. And if you can't take it and the player can't take it, well, it's time to move on. And your comment about going back in the 80s, there was 50% women there, mate. Don't tell me there was more men. That is absolute rubbish, mate. And ask all the women in the chat, and I bet you they were all at the footy in the 80s and that. Yes, they were. If you look at old footy, it is 50% women.
Correct. There might have been 50% women at the football towards the finals and the grand final. But I'll tell you what, mate, when I was at Windy Hill, mate, I didn't see no females on the fucking ground.
Yeah, but Windy Hill, you talk about Windy Hill. You're talking about SS supporters.
You're talking about fucking Victoria Park. That was even worse. They're all like ferals there, mate. They didn't even know if they're Arthur or Martha there.
I think Nick says the right thing here, right? Swearing towards another supporter watching the footy, that's fair enough, man. Don't get involved with anyone else at the footy. Like, if I'm saying something and you say something to me, then what you've done is, then you've now encouraged this, right? But if you're swearing, yelling, and screaming at the game and at umpires, it's fine. Take it easy, mate. I'm telling you. So
I understand that, Rocco, 100%, because the crowd is united towards that decision. They're fucking ball or deliberate. But when it's the game, the game is peacefully running. There is no reason for any support.
What do you mean? You're acting like you are the dictator of when we should do it.
Mr. Prim and Proper. Here, I tell you what.
Wait a second.
Hey, Mark,
come on, man.
I'm going to give you these.
Yes,
I'll give you these. You can wear these. You can wear these when you go to the game, mate. You can put these on.
I'm telling you, man, this is the problem. This is the problem, mate. This is the problem with the game now, and this is the problem with society now. Do you remember a few years ago, right, when they had security guards walking up and down the aisles? Probably used to, don't know, because you never went to the footy, but they were walking up the aisles and they were stopping people from getting too abusive. You remember that, Quinny? That's what you want. You want them to walk up and start to say, because now what they've done is they've given permission to other people to dob you in for getting emotional. Nah, man, listen, I want to hear from Quinn. Quinn hasn't said anything.
I think Nick pointed it out perfectly before in that comment you put on the screen, Rock. I reckon as long as you're not abusing other supporters, if you're not having to go, if I'm at the footy, Rock, and I see you there and I start calling you a fuckhead, that's crossing a line. You don't do that because you don't get abused towards other people. But if you're carrying on about the game and you're screaming and yelling about the game, I think it's all right. You're always going to get dickheads at the footy. I had one sitting behind me on Sunday. Like, he was pissing me off, but I'm not going to kick him out of the game. He was annoying. I wanted to fucking slap him a little bit, but I'm not going to kick him out. So
you get angry. That's for sure.
You're always going to get idiots at the game, but as long as you're not getting abusive with other supporters, I think it's all right. Because I get emotional, so I understand.
And Joshua, that's right. Now I remember. It was when you were directing something at the umpires, they would kick you out. That's what it was. That's what it was, right? That's what you're saying now, Mark. You're saying, well, we can only do it if everyone's in unison, but I can't have my opinion. Like, come on, man. I truly believe, leave it to a level. Let's not go overboard with it, right? Yeah. But I can yell and scream, right, whenever I want. I can do it. You know what's abusive to me? I'll tell you what's abusive to me. Every time a player goes near the ball, everyone screams ball. That's abusive because they're abusing the game. That is wrong. You can't scream that every single time. And you can't scream out on the floor. Every time the ball goes. To me, that's abusive. I'm done. I'm going to make a rule. No one can sing ball unless I decide it. Come on.
Yeah. I think what they should do. What Quinn fails to probably realise is that Quinn hasn't got. You got any young fellas, Quinn? Obviously, you haven't. Little ones, no. So once you maybe start taking your little ones to the football, you might look at things a little bit differently, mate. So, but totally understand where you're coming from, Quinn.
No.
Things can
I've had little
change.
ones, Mark.
No.
I've had little ones, Mark, right? And I'm telling you now, it doesn't affect me at all.
No.
Because my kids
Doesn't
are good
affect
kids.
you,
Mate.
but-
They understand, mate. They're very polite. They're very thing. They know. They know when to swear and what not to swear. They don't get hurt by bloody words. Like,
So-
are you serious? Like, what you're going
Let
to
me ask
protect
you a
your
question.
kids from the word fuck?
Yeah. Well, let me
No,
I'm
ask you
saying
a
the word
question,
fuck.
Mark.
Okay.
Hey,
Then
Mark, let
what?
me ask you a question. So you're walking down the street, right, with your kids, and some bloke's walking past, and all of a sudden he may say something that may be offensive. What are you going to do? Oh, you shouldn't be saying that. What you do is you talk to your kids and you say to your kids, be prepared that these days in society, and like Rocco said, you listen to these
Come on,
these rap songs that come on, this and that, mate. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I
You know what they
understand.
should do? Put a big sign. Put it like you know what parents do when they go to the Grand Prix. They put earplugs because it gets too loud for them, and they don't want to hurt their ears. So little sensitive people like you, Mark, what we'll do is we'll introduce the swear earplugs. So that way you put them on, right? Or they'll provide you with headphones that you can return back to the club, and you can have a choice. You can have birds chirping, or you can have waves of the ocean. Come on, mate. Let's fucking move on with this. This is bullshit. Yeah? You go in the footy, you're frustrated, you know that your team needs this game desperately to play finals football, and all of a sudden you're going to get some cockhead who's going to say, "Oh, you can't say that." Go home. Yeah.
You know what you're saying, Mark, now is also almost dictatorship.
Yeah.
It's dictatorship. You're saying, we can only say fuck 5 times and only when it's appropriate, but the other times we can't say it. And as I said, if we go overboard and we start using the C word and
There's a time and place for everything,
word,
mate. There's a time and place for everything, mate.
yeah, and the time and place is at the footy.
Yeah. I agree.
When's the time and place then? When I'm on my own?
Yeah.
The time is at the footy, mate. The footy, I pay my money just like you. And if you, it's environment, mate. You go to
What happens?
England.
You get kicked out.
You go to
Carry on.
England now. You go to England and even say what you said, they'll stab you. Right? We're lucky and we're making this game into like seriously. You go there and try to tell someone not to swear.
Can I just say
of the crowd is male anyway, mate.
Can I just say that?
The crowd is male.
In actual fact that it's 50-50 female.
It's all male.
No, it's
Can I
not.
tell you something?
Think about it.
You ever get a chance?
It's a load of rubbish. If you look at the stats now, sporting people are 50-50 female.
Yeah.
And you know what? I go to the game. Some of the females are worse than us, mate. I've heard some of the stuff come out of old ladies that make me cringe.
Mate, can I tell you, you want to go to Germany and you want to sit there and watch a Borussia Dortmund game when they're playing against Bayern Munich, right? And I can tell you right now,
I love Scotty Tompkins. He's a fucking legend, this bloke.
Can I tell you, you turn around and you say to someone, you need to swear, you need to stop swearing. I can tell you right now, they'll officially grab you and they'll escort you out of the ground and they'll say to you, you want to watch the game at home? You go watch it at home. Yeah? Very, very simple. Very simple.
Rocco Moro, he's from Perth. He's going to the Carlton West Coast. He reckons if we start losing, he's going to do everything he can to get himself thrown out. So I love that. And we got Seba here.
What are you going to say?
He must be getting into Mars's account here. May the force be with you, Manny, Rocco, and Quinn. All right, I think we've exhausted this, and I think we found that it's 3-1 here, or maybe like how many people? 75. I reckon it's 78-1 here. Hey, everyone, smash the like button if you like this conversation.
Can I point out something else that really has got me confused this week, guys.
Well, first of all, that's like an oxymoron because everything gets you confused. Go.
It is. You're right. But now this
Right.
this concussion rule
Yeah,
is
go.
that not based? Is that not based on a player will, unless he gets smacked really hard while he's in action, but most of the times he falls on the ground, he smacks his head on the ground, then they kick in. That's the concussion rule, yeah? Is that correct? Because there was an Essendon player who over the weekend didn't nowhere near like, it didn't look like to me like it was a concussion, but then all of a sudden, I don't know whether he was just scared to play the game because they did come soft out of Windy Hill, the potato farms out there. So I'm a little bit confused. How does that work?
Well, it's pretty much they do the test, and if they determine it's concussion, I suppose. That's the only way I could say it. Like, he did look a bit groggy, but some of the commentators were saying it was a bit soft, but I don't know. Did you see it, Quinn?
Is this the Nick Cox one?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it. I was actually going to ask Mark about it at the end there in the questions we do. But yeah, I did see it. I saw Kane Corns was pretty strong about the fact saying if you can't absorb a hit like that, and his head didn't even get touched in that contest. So it was the body impact that rocked him. And I kind of agree with Kane Corns. I'm not saying it's Nick Cox's makeup that's making him soft. Just I think it's literally his genetics that aren't allowing him to absorb contact like that. So yeah, I think it's an interesting one because if you're going to cop a hit like that and be suspended, then not suspended, be concussed, then that happens how many times a year?
Can I say something? And I don't know. See, I don't know how the body works and that. But can you be hot? Can you be knocked hard enough where it shakes your brain and kind of gives you concussion?
You can, yeah. Like the motion that I saw on the weekend from him didn't look like it shook him enough, but I mean, obviously it did. But yeah, you can. Like if someone comes in like a freight train and cleans you up, and your head goes boom like that and whips back, yeah, it can definitely rattle your brain.
But you are talking about a soft Essendon player here. So Mark, you need to pull out the marshmallows, mate, because you're breeding soft players. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, he was going to ask him later on about it, so we'll leave it for that.
Marshmallows come out when we play against the government.
Mark, did you go and have a giant Essendon? I think you have to replace Essendon with shit. So, Quinny makes sense. All right, let's do one more topic before we
Quinny
move
always
on.
makes sense, mate. Quinny's the smartest one here on the show, mate. He's the main
Tell me
man,
about
mate.
it, man.
He's the main
He's
man.
not only the smartest, the second best looking one here, mate. Like,
No, I'm the best looking. I'm the best looking one here. Obviously, because Richmond are fucking shit. That's why Quinny's got nothing else to say, but to enhance his
well,
theory at the moment.
You most likely won't make the final, so all you are is just a little bit better shit than Richmond. You. I'm just saying that if most likely you won't make the finals, and that just makes you just a little bit of a better shit than Richmond.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
Well, Richmond are a big shit then. Richmond are a big shit.
I'm telling you, I reckon this is either Michelle, you're a stud, or it's a guy. But either way, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'll take anything these days.
Rosh is spot on.
Yeah, the Richmond fans are naturally. Can I just say something quickly about fans? We got absolutely fucking smashed on the weekend. But Hawthorn fans, they're a good bunch of people, mate. I'm telling you. What I experienced from Collingwood and Essendon people, and Mark talks about, you got to be respectful. Essendon are one of the most disrespectful for supporters I've seen, right? What I copped, they are, Mark. When you're at the ground, they are one of the worst, right? Magpies are just as bad. They're screaming in your face and everything like when you lose. They're just disgraceful, you know. But the Hawthorn supporters, it's like they're humble. They're just walking away. They've been there. They're coming back. They got nothing. Like they were just like, they are a happy team at Hawthorn. I just want to tell you something, man, for some reason. But I got one more thing to talk about, and someone brought it up, and I forgot who it was. Maybe you remember. But the wild card. What do you reckon about the wild card?
I'll go. Go on, sorry, Mark.
Go for it, buddy.
Someone.
I was just gonna. I'll go. I was gonna say. I don't know. Like I think I don't think we're ready for it just yet. I think the way our game is, obviously, it's a really close game. You know, anyone can play finals at this rate, just about. You know, but I think at the moment it's no good. But I feel like when we've got 19, 20 teams, I feel like it's almost going to be an inevitable thing purely from a money standpoint. The AFL are going to go, we've got 20 clubs and we're going to have, 12 that miss out? I don't think they'll do that. I think as soon as there's 20 clubs in the comp, they'll bring it in, have more games of football, more money coming through the door, more finals-like atmosphere. I feel like it's bound to happen. I'm a big fan of just more games of footy. I love watching the footy. So, you know, anything that sort of supports that. But I'm also a traditionalist, you know, so I kind of like just the final 8. If you're not good enough to make the 8, you shouldn't be there type thing. So I'm a bit on the fence with it, but I do think it'll happen. Whether that's right or wrong, I do think it'll eventually happen.
They're talking about next year.
That soon?
Well, I don't know how true it was, but, you know, like they were saying there's discussions about next year. I just quickly, 89, 90 people in the chat, user superstars, push the like button, buy yourself a ticket to the show. If you like this, wait till you see the show. But great effort. Thanks for coming on. Just quickly, how do you pronounce his name? Pawan? What is that?
Pawan.
Pawan. You feel sorry for me. Can you please tell me why? I feel sorry for myself every single day, man. Every time I wake up like 3 a.m. to go and work, you've got no idea how sorry I feel for myself. But can you just explain why you feel sorry for me? And then maybe we can get some help. You guys on the wild card.
Can I just say that I think it was around 12 or around 13, you had Carlton, Essendon and Collingwood. Essendon, not much of a big deal because they just...
Yeah, I know. All right. And I was actually going to show it. You want to...
But what I was going to say is...
And what we are now.
Well, yeah, because I can tell you right now, the AFL would have been licking its lips thinking, you know what, we got the big guns in there and it's all about showcasing and bringing the big money in and, you know, and that's what it comes down to. It comes down to dollars. Dollars, money. I mean, you know,
and
that's why the AFL's worth $56 billion.
There's the graphic. I was going to show it later, but here it is since you brought it up. Just in round 15, we were 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. After round 22, we're 9, 10, and 11, and we've almost all done exactly the same thing. We've both won 2 games, and we've all lost about 7 or 8% in that time, and we're all out of the 8 now. So, yeah, and so you're right. Now, the AFL, they would bring it in this year if they could, because can you imagine knockout games between Carlton, Essendon and Collingwood to get into the 8? They would reap the reward, you know. So
yeah.
Marco, what do you reckon?
Oh, mate, to be quite honest, guys, that stat there is quite embarrassing to me, mate. Collingwood, Carlton, I reckon they're the laughing stock for the year, mate. They're the laughing stock of the year. Collingwood, you know, premiers last year, they can't even get like top. Not even the top 8. You would think Collingwood would be at least top 4 at this stage of the year, mate. They can't even make the
Marco, we're talking about a wild card. Like, you seriously, you say
that... the wild card. The wild card.
We're a laughing stock. You haven't won a final in 8,000 days.
No, right? I'm not talking about Essendon.
You're going to most likely... Shut up. You're going to most likely lose. We're talking about the wild card, and the first thing you say is Carlton, Collingwood are a laughing stock. Do you realise the laughter of Essendon?
Listen.
So if you're going to put Carlton and Collingwood in that, add fucking Essendon.
I thought we moved past the wild card segment. I thought we were going on to what the
We just finished talking about. I just showed you the graphic. What do you mean we moved past it?
Mark,
the wild
again,
card to me.
In the morning, you put the jam on the bread, not in your ears, mate.
You guys have lost the plot, mate. The
We've
wild
lost
card.
the plot. We just mentioned the wild card. We show you the graphic. Quinn just had his say. Manny had his say, and you go, I thought we went past it. And I said, Mark, what do you reckon about my actual words were, Mark, what do you reckon about the wild card? What are your thoughts? And you went into...
Yeah, I went into maybe the concept about the Essendon, Collingwood, Carlton being up at the top and then being on the bottom. So I just thought I'd get my theory on that. But anyway, as the wild card there, Quinny, I think. Look, I don't know. What do you think about it? Like, what if you finish 10th on the ladder and you've lost like 3 or 4 games more than the 8th position on the ladder? Does it mean that you're entitled to play finals? I mean, I don't think it's right. I think they should just scrape it until we get the 20 teams. But I think they're thinking about doing it at the start of the next season. So what is it? 9th and 10th position get an opportunity to make the finals. Maybe if it's close as what it is this year, it could be a different story. But
I don't think there's a clear view on exactly how it's going to work, but it's going to be something like either 7th and 8th will be, or is it 8th only? What is it, Quinny? Is it only 8th spot or 7th and 8th?
7th and 8th.
I'm not 100%. I think it's 7th and 8th. Yeah. I think it might be 8th, and then they'll have like a wild card between the next few teams.
They're saying it's going to be a top six.
It might be 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. It might be 7, 8, 9, and 10 play for 2 spots in the final.
Yeah, correct. So if you finish 10th and you're, say, 3 games losing from the 8th position, that gives you an entitlement to play finals.
That's what it would mean.
That's ridiculous.
They do it in the NBA, I think.
You've got to have more teams in the comp to do that. At this stage, I think it's.
I think they're doing it.
Yeah, I think like Manny was saying, it's all about the money. Because if.
That's what I think happened. 7 plays 10th, 8 plays 9 for 2 spots.
I think it's been done because they're trying to encourage little clubs like Essendon to play finals football because it's been a long time for them.
We're not little clubs, mate. Don't say little clubs, mate.
Well, you are a little club. When you're comparing,
a bigger club than what you are.
Because I barrack for the one of the biggest clubs. Rocco barracks for one of the biggest clubs, and Quinn does. Now Essendon has fallen behind, man. You guys have dropped. Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with being a big club, mate. It's got nothing to do with being a big club. It's all about what they're processing out of that. What are you saying that we're not a big club?
You're a little club because at the moment
you're at the bottom of the top 4.
Yeah, you're not achieving anything at the moment. When you're looking at these 4 clubs here,
you got the least members of all top 4. You're the least successful.
Okay. Now we go back to achieving. Now, Manny, you're talking about achieving. What have you fucking achieved, mate? What do you guys have achieved? Collingwood, Carlton are the laughing stock of the AFL. Now you're talking about achieving in big clubs. That is an embarrassment to the AFL, mate. And the AFL want to make big money. Come on, mate.
I hope you're not seeing impaired there, Marco. This is something
Carlton and Collingwood.
You know what? This is maybe something that you might wear one day.
Essendon is lucky that you've got the Anzac Day game. If you didn't have that, you would play in no big game. I'm telling you,
right.
you're lucky that you play us. You're lucky that you play us.
Oh, hang on. I just got the Essendon memo. Let me have a look.
You make me laugh, Rocco. You make me laugh.
Change grounds from MCG to where the roof is if it's going to be raining. Predicting weather forecast. Yeah, mate. Listen, you guys can't play in the wet. We know that because it's proven because you said that when you played against, I think it was Melbourne or St Kilda, right? You guys want to play at that little ground, all right? And you can't even fill it. You can't even get more than 40,000. And then your excuse is that you're playing with who? An interstate team. Mate, that's bullshit. Anyway, you're a little club. Your club's not been successful for over 7,000 days. You're at the moment, you know what?
I can accept that money. I can accept that money. Listen here, James Bunn. Listen here, James Bunn.
That's the truth.
Don't give me your weather forecast here, James Bunn. All right? Listen to my forecast here, mate.
My son
and Collingwood
is 15
are the
years
laughing
old.
stocks of
My son is 15 years old,
season.
and he's seen 2 premierships already. He goes, Dad, how fantastic is
that,
this?
Mark, when again you're going to miss out on finals?
Rocco, at the end of the day, no one predicted us to make finals, mate. So
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You were third on the ladder. You were third on the ladder.
Where were you? Where were you on the ladder?
5
Where were you on the
weeks
ladder?
ago or 6. Listen, yeah, I know.
That's
But I'm not
correct.
saying that we're not bad. But what you're doing, right, is you're trying to put us down when you're the worst of the lot. You're the fucking worst, mate. At least last year we make a preliminary. Collingwood win. A few years ago they won. You have given your supporters 0. You've got the worst memberships. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the Anzac game, yous would be irrelevant. Yous are the worst drug cheats ever in the history of sports, and you dare put us down. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious, Mark? Let's move on, mate. Seriously, mate. No wonder this was built for you. You're an absolute fud, mate. You are a fud. You're going to miss out again. You spud.
Sitting out the 8. Richmond won the last 3 or 4 grand finals, sitting on the bottom of the ladder.
And what about you guys? What about you guys?
We're used to it.
No, what do you mean, don't worry?
That's worse. You're used to it. That's worse.
We're used to it, mate.
What are you talking about?
We're not used to it because we've been good. You're used to it because you've always been shit. That's worse.
That's right, exactly. So now you're going to put up with it, mate. You're going to have to deal with it.
But you're in the same boat, Mark. You give your supporters absolutely nothing.
That's all right. We move on.
No. Now we don't move on because you decided to move on.
We move on, not you
As
move on. We move on.
If you wanted to say, no, shut up. We have accepted it. If you wanted to say, all of us, I would have accepted it. But you're walking around like a big cock, right? That yous are so fucking fantastic. Are you serious? That we're the laughing stock. I think you should step outside, mate. You should step outside and see what they're saying about Essendon.
Don't worry about Essendon.
I am worried about Essendon. Please, mate, move on. Mate, go on. Essendon should have been liquefied and that is exactly right. After the drug scandal where you try to dope up kids, right? And you talk about people being offensive in the crowd. What about being offensive in a club, right? And then 8,000 days without a final win, and you want to talk about us. Far out. This is seriously the pot calling the kettle black here. This is amazing. All right, let's move on.
We're talking about the future, not the history, mate.
What future have you got?
The future is that Collingwood and Carlton was supposed to be. Collingwood's supposed to be in the top 4 this year. Carlton was supposed to be in the top 4 this year as premiership favourites. So who's a laughing stock this year? Don't worry about the history. History is gone.
Essendon again have failed another year. They failed another year, Mark. It's another year of failure. Keep it on. Another tick for Essendon. 2024, another failure.
Is that you trying to make yourself feel better? Is that what it is?
I'm all right. I'm happy with the way I am, mate. I'm more worried about you boys.
You know what?
I'm more worried.
You need to start answering the question. The question is, when you are, because I'm just thinking to myself, I don't even know why you're selling doors and this and that, because you can predict what every team should be finishing at the start of every season, because you used to say Collingwood should have finished in the top 4. Well, you know what? I don't know where you get your information from. Okay.
Well, I don't understand. You're a premiership fucking side, Manny. Wake up, Australia, mate. Stop playing with whatever you're playing with, mate. You're a premiership side from last year, and you're sitting fucking 10th. You're telling me that you're happy with that. Don't make excuses of your fucking bullshit injuries, right? Collingwood, they're a premiership fucking side, and you're accepted that you're sitting 10th on the ladder. Come on, Manny.
Geelong won it 2 years ago and missed out last year, and now they're top 4.
That's right.
And
do you know Sydney or just made the A last year? Now they finished on top of the ladder. You do have down years, but the problem with Essendon, they have down decades.
Yeah,
there's a difference between having a down year and a down 20 years.
Unless we can sit there and be accepted. You guys at the end of the day are not accepted.
They've been failed for 20 years, and you dare talk about us.
Do you want to go into what? Do you want
to
go
what
into,
I said? And I said this last time.
You want me to?
No. The chat is having a wonderful time here, and we'll talk about whatever I decide. Right? So we'll talk about whatever I decide here. Right? I'm going to tell you what I told what I told Manny. I'm going to tell you. I would be worried about your own house before you start criticizing other houses. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Throwing stones at glass, and when you're living in a glass house. How are you, Quinny?
Got my popcorn for the show, boys.
Yeah. I was just going to say that it's frustrating, and you know what? I understand where you're coming from, Mark, because you're deep down you're sad, and I'll tell you why you're sad, because you made a decision to be an Essendon supporter. Okay. All right, you made that decision. But then you decided to do the most sinful thing that any person can do. And that's you decided to make your kids Essendon supporters. Now, I know, you don't have to tell me, but I know that your son and your daughter are sitting there and saying to you every day, why, Dad?
Yes,
why?
What goes around comes around, mate. What goes around comes around. One day, I'll be sitting there when it's 22, 23 years old, 5 years time, and then I'm going to ring you up, Manny, and say, guess what, Manny? What are your kids doing now? So don't go bringing
you're just wishing. But this is a fact. Hawthorn have won 4. This is a fact. Hawthorn have won 4 flags. They went for a rebuild and still will win a final before the Bombers.
But where's the embarrassment?
Well, they haven't won one yet, Rocco. So at the end of the day, assume it. Yeah. So when it happens, then you can talk to me about it. But do you want to know some facts? Or do you want to say,
still haven't won one?
Do you want to know some facts or do you want to know some statistics?
No, these are facts.
They are facts.
These are facts. Want to know a fact?
I'll tell you a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Tell me a fact.
Now, do you want to know a fact or do you want to know a statistic?
Whatever you want. First, learn how to say the word, and then you can say it. But
fact or statistic. Fact or statistic.
Statistic.
Statistic. It's like a Greek word. Statistics.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the games.
I want to hear the facts.
Oh yeah, give us the fact.
No. We're going on to the games. I was going to bring something up tonight, but I thought, no, I better let it go because it's getting a bit heated up, and I don't want the show to keep going with this. But
you're weak. You're weak, Mark.
So
you're weak, mate. You're weak. That's okay.
I'm gonna. You wanna hear how Mark sounds when he says these things? Does everyone want to hear in the chat? Does everyone want to hear? What about here? Do you want to hear how he sounds like?
Yeah.
This is we've come up with a new word for Mark, and it's this one here. Have a look. 1, 2, 3.
The word of the day is pistified. When you're pissed off and mystified at their stupidity at the same time. Pistified.
Cracked it. You cracked it.
When you're pissed and mystified by their comments, you are pistified.
Pistified. Yep.
That's a good one.
I tell you, I think that's a winner. We've got it. We have got him. Look, he's
Pistified.
taken off again. All right. Since he's taken off.
I might have to wrap it up here. I don't know if I can continue the show after knowing my club's an embarrassment now. I don't know how I can sit through that.
Hey, before we go on, I'm going to quickly tell you that Carlton was an embarrassment on the weekend, mate. But that's like me now fucking bagging Fremantle or someone. Like you're shit and you go and bag someone else. Come on, man. Like, I'm going to be honest about my team this week, but far out. Anyway, let's go. We're going to get stuck into you, Manny.
Well, you can.
Hey, listen, This is going to be one after the other. 13, 11, 89 to 12, 14, 86 when they were 27 points in front after Collingwood had kicked the first goal. And then Heaney, Warner, who's that guy who kicked the goal, mate? Like the last goal, what was his name, mate? Come out of nowhere. He was
Errol, I think it's Errol Golden, isn't it? Errol Golden
or whatever, mate. He was nowhere. Fucking pops out with goal of the year. Then there was absolute ridiculous decisions because everyone's against Collingwood, and bang, season over.
You know what, Rocco? It was a carbon copy of the last quarter against Carlton.
It's almost the same.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, now that I look at the game against Sydney, I can honestly say that we were very, very lucky that it was McGovern who was kicking that last kick against us. And because I can tell you right now, to be able to do what we do and to have a 27-point lead, and, you know, you think you'd learn from, you know, against Carlton and say, you know what, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, guess what? She sang, and she sang hard. And, you know, I'm just...
What did Rexy used to say?
Over! Yeah, look, you know, I could sit here and start giving you stats on players. Just, you know, just real disappointment out of this. The boys were showing, there were some glimpses of you know, good footy, you know, running that ball through the middle, but it's, look, I put my hand up and I'll be the first to admit it. Unlike my friend Marco, who's a daydreamer, I can tell you right now, Collingwood's season was over 5 weeks ago. Yeah? Now, it's only the other teams that are still keeping it where it's a close fight, you know, but it was just an average game. Very disappointing all around. Very disappointing all around. And you know, I like I said, it's frustrating because we went through it against Carlton, and that was simple as that. So I really don't want to talk any more about this game because it really pissed me off, and it really annoyed me. So, you know, it's the reality is Collingwood is cooked. Collingwood is cooked.
They reckon that, and it is true. They can still make it if everything goes their way. And the first thing they got to do is win their 2 games, and then everything's got to go. Apparently, Swoop talked about it, but I don't know if we can say that. We'll probably get fucking banned or a video put that we just mentioned his name, so I won't say it. So yeah, you can still make it, but yeah, definitely, it was a good night for me. I'm sure it was a good night for everyone that saw that happen. And yeah, the weekend started good for me and ended bad for me, but that moment there was a good moment. And I think now, and I was been saying this for a while, everyone's going, Sydney's done. I'm saying they just got to win 1 game, man. And I'm telling you, they're sitting on top of the ladder. They're going to get home finals. They're still premiership favours. Everyone can be saying what they want about them. And they've still got Packley to come back. They're still a good side. Their confidence was a bit down, mate. Yeah. And them losing by 120 the week before, I'm telling you, because they gave themselves so many credits, they've set themselves up, mate. Like, everyone was going, oh, they're done. Yeah, whatever.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you there, Rocco, because, you know, they got done by 120 points, and then they played Collingwood at home. And, you know, Collingwood were up by about 5 goals in the last quarter. And, you know, lucks of fortune, and Sydney got away with the points. But it could have gone either way, and I reckon Collingwood just about nearly got the 4 points there. So I don't think Sydney are going the way is what we all think they're going at this stage. You know, so, you know, kudos to Sydney, but Collingwood really should have won that game.
All you need is something like that to happen. And I can tell you right now, when they lost by 100 points the week before that, and to come back and to do what they did in the last 10 minutes of that game and to win the game, for them, that is super confident boost. All right. So there's no looking back for them. And as Rocco said, they got a home final.
No,
and that makes. I don't think so.
I think it was a downfall for Collingwood not to win the game, because Sydney really at their home ground, if they're going to be a premiership favourite team, they should have beaten Collingwood by, you know, a significant amount.
That is absolute.
No, it's true. It's true. Collingwood's not going to make the finals. Sydney on top of the ladder. They're 5 goals down on the last quarter in their home ground. And obviously, you know, the crowd gets behind the team, and they went out and, you know, got some confidence and some, you know, community going, and all of a sudden they beat Collingwood. But really,
you give no credit to a comeback with great. That was like a great comeback. You know what that does to a team, and you're giving no credit. I actually hate that kind of sayings when, you should have won by 60 points. You know what? Sometimes a comeback and a win by a point is worth a lot more. And again, I don't want to talk about Collingwood because I think they're a bunch of dogs, right? But last year, they won many games by 1 point. But in your world, you're saying that's not good enough. Is that correct, Mark?
Not when you're up by 5 goals. Not when you're up by 5 goals.
How many times did Collingwood come back last year? In the last quarter, and they end up winning the grand final. It's all about getting there, Mark. You give mixed messages. When it's about your team, it's about just
doing it. Last year, I'm talking about this year.
Mate, that's a great effort by Sydney, and I guarantee they'll get home finals. They'll guarantee they'll make a preliminary, or they'll make the grand final. Guaranteed, mate. They set themselves up, and that was a fucking great win. And if anyone tried to turn around and try to rain on Sydney's parade, mate, again, fucking hell, mate.
Mark, what you're saying is we got 2 people who are about to run the 100 metres, But we get to 90 metres and he says, I'm happy. I've done
What
the
did
90
you?
metres.
What did fucking
That's
hell?
your- that's your
Last
club
week,
then, Manny.
you last
That's
week
your
you
club,
did
mate. You're talking about your club then, man.
Shut up. Last week you did exactly that to Fremantle.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a good win. Why? That's shit, man. Why
We
did
should
you
have won
beat
by
them?
more.
You're such a great side. Why did you beat them by fucking 10 goals?
We should have.
So that wasn't a good win. You come last week. You were saying what a great win it was by Essendon. They came back. Woohoo! You were waving the thing, and now
mate. No. I'm not that one of those supporters,
yes,
mate.
you were. Last week
no,
you
wasn't.
were. Yes,
I was
you
happy
were.
that we won the game. We got the 4 points, but to me, it's not convincing to say
You were
that.
talking about this player did well, Merritt come up in the last quarter, and this player did well, and this player did well. And now all of a sudden, what Sydney did wasn't good enough.
Oh, no, hang on, Rocco. Hang on.
Come on, man.
Gold Coast couldn't win away.
No, wait. We'll get to that game in a sec. Right? Jesus Christ, sake. You're on fire tonight, Mark. You know what? Since you're on fire, let's talk about this one here.
Well, you want to put the fire out or not? I can put it out if you want.
Here you go. Put it out now.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no point talking about this game.
12-14, 86, 13-9, 87. Essendon kick 1-9 in the last quarter, and they kick 2 goals, and Matt kicks one after the siren, after Essendon's defence just fell away.
Are you boys still here?
Yeah.
Well,
We want you're leaving.
We want to hear about how
We
you
want to
guys.
hear, like, people have come just for this.
Yeah,
but no, hold on a minute. You guys left last week when I was on my segment, and now you're sitting.
Now we want to stay. 1-9 in the last quarter. Now we want to stay. Let's talk about Big Mac.
Don't go putting comments on. Is this my segment or not? Do you want to throw things? Do you want to keep on throwing? I've got no control about people's comments and segments that I've got to put on when it's your segment. So let me have my segment. Is that all right or not? Do you guys want to stay around or not?
You've already wasted a minute. You've already wasted a minute of your time.
Manny.
And if you keep talking rubbish, you'll waste more time. So go ahead and talk.
Well, how long have I got?
Well, you've just wasted another 10 seconds. Go.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you're just wasting time here.
Before the game. Firstly, I just want to congratulate Nat Caddy for winning a nominee for the round 22 Rising Star. Number 2, just want to say thank you very much to Dyson Heppel, retiring this year. 14 years at the Essendon Football Club. 250 games. Captain 2017 to 2022. Won the
How
best
many
and first in 2014. All Australia 2014.
Before you
Fantastic
go on,
club
sorry, stop. Jay, I don't know what you're talking about. You have not been blocked. You're there, so I don't know what's going on. Keep going.
How many finals did this player play, Mark?
Doesn't matter how many finals. He played for the Essendon Football Club, the best clubman, honest, reliable, has got a bad bone in his body.
He has got a bad bone. Did you just say he's got a bad bone?
He hasn't got a bad bone in his body.
He hasn't got a bad
very loyal, very respectful. He was the last Essendon player after this drug saga. He's the last player now to have retired after all this fucking bullshit that happened.
How many finals did he play in?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Dyson Heppel. Love you, mate.
How many finals?
Appreciate it. Genuine good player. I wouldn't say he's the best player, but genuine good player, mate. Thank you very much.
How many finals did he play in?
If there's any Essendon fans out there that are watching, Fantastic, Dyson Heppel, mate. I
Yeah.
really appreciate
Yeah.
it. If any of you boys
Yeah.
want to say something about it, you're more than welcome. Anyway,
Oh,
go on to the game.
Oh, well done, Apple. You played 14 years of footy and you didn't get a chance to play in one final.
That's right. A lot of good players, a lot of good players haven't had the chance to play finals and win grand finals, mate. So
Who played for
I wouldn't
Essendon? I
worry
know.
about that too much. Well,
It's sad.
I wouldn't worry about that too much,
The
Manny. But anyway,
operative-
on the game, obviously,
The operative word there was good players.
That's right. That's right.
yeah, he was a good player for the Essendon Football Club, mate. I'm not going to say he was the best
He
player.
was an average player at best.
Oh, fucking average now. Now we got to average, mate. We could put a
No,
lot of
poor
current average
bastard.
players out there.
Did
as
he
well.
win
If he's
one
good-
final? Did he play in one final? That's
Doesn't matter
terrible.
about playing finals, Rock.
Of course it matters, Mark.
Manny.
That's
It's
why
more
you go
about
watch
being a
the
clubman.
games.
He's a clubman and
I think they
respected.
said he
was
played in the
loyal
final in
and respected,
2017.
and he done a lot of good things for the Essendon Football Club with charity.
What did he do?
You know,
What did he do?
you know, all these, yeah,
Oh.
fantastic, genuine person,
What
man.
did he
I've met
do?
him before.
Tell me what he's done.
Quinny,
Doesn't matter what
say
he's done.
something.
He's a clubman for the
Come
Essendon.
on, jump. He's got the Rubik's Cube in his hand.
What's he
I know.
done?
It's good. I want to jump in front of everybody while everyone's talking. Mark, I will say Heppel did do a lot of very good charitable things, and I do respect that a lot. You see it all in the
Oh,
posters.
charity.
He did a lot of good charitable things. He was obviously a good player for the Bombers. So, he hats off to him with a good career. Obviously, not as successful as he would have liked, but he was a good career. And I do appreciate all the charitable things he did with the sick kids and everything like that. I can't knock him for any of that. So, no, well done.
Yeah, very genuine player. Very genuine player. But anyway, on the game, obviously, I was at the game on Saturday night. I wasn't the VIP there, which I normally am the VIP there at the Battalion Club. There, I normally get the opportunity to go in and have a few drinks and that. But I sat there with a couple of friends and family. Look, I mean, it's very simple. You can't win games when you kick 1 goal 9 in the last quarter. And I was sitting about the forward pocket there, and Jakey Stringer had 3 shots, and another player out there that Draper had a couple of shots there. Just simple misses at goals, and I was pissed off.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
It was embarrassing, but I must say that we had the ball in our forward 50, 85% of the last quarter, and all it takes is just that freakish spark, and I thought that ball was going straight to the point, and it didn't, and went through, and I just pretty much got up and walked away. But I still believe, I'm not going to go too long, but I still believe
You didn't stay until they walked off the ground.
Sorry, mate.
You didn't stay till the Essendon walked off the ground.
Yeah, I walked off the ground. Well, I walked out.
But did you stay until Essendon walked off the ground?
No, no. Once that goal went through, I walked out straight away. I couldn't stay there anymore. Rock, nah. I couldn't stay there anymore, mate. I just grabbed, let's just go. Let's get out of here. Get out of the car park. And
Why?
But,
no, you should be proud. What you did was you actually helped the Gold Coast Suns because they hadn't won a game away. They were home, they won every game at home. Well, not everyone, but but away they won it. Yeah. So you know what? Again, they went to the memo book and they said, "Oh, don't worry about it, boys. We're going to play against the Dons." And I can tell you what, they're going to help us. They're going to help us.
These days, mate. These days, you get the old paper brown bag there, and maybe the Essendon club there went up to Damien Harwick, being an Essendon support player, and said, "Mate, here we go. We'll give you a game this week, mate. Try and build your memento there at the Gold Coast." But I just believe that team selection is the worst thing at the Essendon Football Club at the moment. Don't know why they didn't put Peter Wright in, Archie Perkins, Nick Hind. Even Westerfield, he had 43 possessions in the reserves last week. Mind you, going in the reserves, we won the last 5 out of 6. So I think it's about team selection. I don't know where we're going here with that. Whether the coaches got some favoritism with some players, Menzie, Kelly, Laverde, Davey. Why put him in? Frustrates me. It's pissed off. But at the end of the day, if you don't get the goals, you just don't win games. It's just as simple as that. But there is still light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. There is still light at the end of the tunnel, and statistically, we still got a chance.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
have you finished? Have you finished?
Yeah, I think he's finished.
Can I finish? Yeah, I think I
Have
finished.
you finished? You're still going. I'm asking you because I want to say something.
You can say whatever you like, Rock.
Have you finished?
I'm finished. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
There's light still at the end of the tunnel, mate.
You just got to say it, man. Now, Isaac.
But that's my final statement.
All right. I fucking hell. This is like I'm
There's
talking.
light at the end of the tunnel.
I might as well talk to him. I get more sense out of him. All I asked was, have you finished? And I was just waiting for a yes or no. That's it. So you're finished. All right. Isaac, I love you, mate. And we did have an amazing night, but I will not be reading out your name because I know what you're trying to do to me. And it's been happening now for 2 weeks. And you got me 2 weeks ago. No, well, Dosh got me 2 weeks ago. Now everyone's trying to do it. And it's very, very funny. And I'm kind of like getting amused. I wait for the day that someone actually gets me. You've got to come up with something better than that one there. So if everyone can see everyone can see the comment from Isaac. And yes, we did have an amazing night the other night. All right, let's move on.
You nearly got me. I nearly read it out.
What's that?
You nearly got me. I nearly read his name out.
Yeah. No, they were trying to get me last night too, man. They're coming up with some. They're actually getting clever because they're starting to put them in the comments instead of the names, and they're going to catch me out because they know that I'm illiterate. I can't read or fucking write, so they always get me, So lucky I've got Mars and that protecting me on the show. It's pretty good. All right. What else we got here? All right, everybody here. All right. Now we can quickly go over this one. All right, next game, please. Let's have a look at it for all the Carlton supporters. Jesus Christ, 5-8-38. I have to laugh at this. 16-16, 102. Now I'm going to give you some stats. Okay.
Hang on, Rocco. Sorry, Rocco. Hang on. I've just had someone deliver me a pot. We've been cooking all day. Hang on. Oh, look. I thought it was going to be smelling nice, but let me see. What have they cooked? Oh, no.
Very good.
They couldn't have. Disappointment.
Guess who's back? Back again.
How did you go
back
from talking about Carlton? How did you go mentioning your team again? Did you just say Essendon is back?
No, I said Sadie's back.
Oh,
Tell a
I was
friend.
going to say, I was about to go for you. But anyway, I'll give you a stat. That was very good. You and your son, you must have been cooking that up all day, trying to think, you know what? I hope your joke's better than that there because your jokes have been pathetic.
Hey, Rocco, can I say something? If my wife was to find out that I took her scarf and did this, she'll shoot me.
Yeah, I know. That's it. That was depressing. 85,000 members just watched that. Must get guts. Exactly right. That was pretty bad. I'll give you a stat. And this is the first time in AFL VFL history. It was the first time in AFL VFL history that a team got more injuries than goals they kicked for the day.
Oh, wow.
Take that. 6 injuries, 5 goals. How can you do that? So there's not much to say. They outplayed us. They outrun us. They outgood us. I do not accept the injuries because we were well beaten before the injuries. We did get injuries of what can I say about the game? How can Martin do a hamstring and then take out Fogarty in the same incident? So he does his hamstring, runs into Fogarty, and he does his shoulder. Like, it was just the worst possible things to happen. Then you had Charlie go down, and then you had Sard go down, and then at the end we had only 17 players. And I think Kennedy and they were just trying to. The first time, I think, you know how many interchanges we had for the game, Quinny?
Like, how many rotations throughout the whole game, or how many you had left on the bench?
No, how many for the whole game?
No, I'm not sure. It wouldn't have been many.
49. We couldn't even rotate anymore. So by the end of it, they were just going to run ragged. But it already had finished by halftime the way they were playing. So we just have to get some players back put some players in. We're going to play some juniors this week and see how they go against West Coast, and that's it. So we could have run our race, but we won't give up. We're still there. We win our 2 games, we'll most likely make the final. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully get some players back. There's a couple that won't be coming back. Fogarty won't be coming back. Martin won't be coming back. They're done for the season. Who else? Fogarty done his thing. I think Mackay might be. Mackay is going to be a test, but most likely miss 1 week. And Kerno will most likely miss 2 weeks. So he'll be back for finals if we make it. But apart from that, no, there's nothing good. Nothing good to say about that game. There is nothing good.
Yeah. It's very disappointing, wasn't it?
It was very disappointing, Mark. But I don't know what. It was disappointing. It was definitely disappointing at a whole effort. But losing after the siren, that's actually a soul killer. But at least we got used to it by halftime. At the end of it, we were me and my son, like, we were laughing. Have you ever got to the stage? I'll ask you, Quinny, but have you got to the stage where at the end you just go, this is just funny, man. Like, I can't believe how bad this is. Like, how bad can things get? So
that's been my whole season. That's been my whole season, Rock. So
yeah. You get to a stage where you just go, man, I can't believe. So all they can do is reset for this week.
Yeah.
You have to laugh. I'm telling you, we had to laugh at the end. And lucky for I've been on after tonight. I would have been on social for 9 hours talking about this.
Wow.
So
yeah.
So if you understand that, I'm talked out. I said everything I had to say in the last 2 nights. Yep. Sunday night, I spent 2 hours with Rocco.
I could talk for you, Rocco, if you want, mate. Now, did you want the fact or the stats again? No?
Whatever. Give me the stats and give me the fact.
I'll give you the fact, okay? A couple of weeks ago, we had a bit of a conversation about, you know, where the teams finished on the position on the ladder, whether you're on the top or the bottom, and that can obviously determine, you know, your fixture for the next year, yeah? So if you finish towards the top of the year, top of the ladder, you get a bit more of a hard kind of fixture. If you finish at the bottom of the ladder, you get a bit of an easier type fixture. Now, this is a fact. Apart from the Gold Coast Suns, which are on the bottom, you know, bottom 8, St Kilda, which is on the bottom 8, and Hawthorn, which is just scraping the 8, Carlton, I don't want to beg the spuds here, but Carlton have played Richmond twice, which is bottom of the ladder. North Melbourne twice, which is second bottom of the ladder. And West Coast twice, which is third bottom of the ladder. So how is that fair when you guys finished 5th last year and you are playing the bottom 3 teams twice this year.
So
Another
we
fact.
also played, wait a sec, we also played GWS, who are second, twice. We played Geelong, who are fourth, twice. We have played Collingwood, who are reigning premiers, twice, right? We played Sydney away. We played Port Adelaide, who are third on the ladder, twice. We played Western Bulldogs, who else have we played? Yeah, so how...
Yeah, so you're pretty much going through the whole...
This is, again, no, wait. You give me your stats, but before you keep giving me your stats, explain
These are not
that.
stats. They're not stats. They're facts.
They're facts.
They're
So
facts.
instead of giving me the facts, explain that.
Well, explain that, Rocco.
No, explain that. Explain that.
How does the AFL explain that Carlton finished 5th on the ladder and they're playing the bottom 3 teams twice throughout the year, and you guys
how many
are
of
still
you
sitting
played?
down?
You played fucking North Melbourne.
I'll give you another fact. We have played Richmond once, North Melbourne twice, and West Coast once. So you've had 3 extra games against the bottom 3 sides, and you guys are still sitting 9th on the ladder. So I rest my
First of all, see, I can't even take anything you're saying.
They
Now,
want
listen
Carlton.
to me.
They
Stop
want
before.
Carlton to be up there. They want Carlton to be up there.
Stop before I mute you. I've warned you about this. When I tell you to stop, stop. Right? When I tell you to stop, stop. Because, again, your facts are wrong. Right? Your facts are wrong. Because we played the Eagles. We haven't even played them yet.
Well,
so we haven't played them twice. So this is like a courtroom. Once I catch you lying once, you're done.
I'm not lying, mate.
No, you were lying. You made up a fact. Right?
Twice.
No, listen, shut up. I've told you this. When I tell you to stop, unfortunately, I'm the dictator. If I tell you to stop, stop. You came up with wrong facts. You lied, right? You tried to make your stats look better, and for that case is over. Goodbye.
I just thought I'd just mention that.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong there because we hadn't played the Eagles twice, and you wanted to know we hadn't played the Eagles twice, and you wanted to add that to your stats to make them better.
Not stats, facts.
Facts, whatever they are, you wanted to make them better. And you absolutely lied. And you next time, make sure you get your facts, your stats. Make sure you get them right. Right?
They are right.
Make sure you get them right. Do you hear that?
Well, they're right.
They weren't right. You were caught lying. You were caught lying.
No.
Yes, you were. So next time, in actual fact, do some study. Move on.
Yeah.
We'll see how
15,999. Another day, another loss.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll give you some facts. I know that Quinny won't lie. Let's go.
It was the same as what it's been most weeks, to be honest with you, Rock. It's 3 quarters where we're pretty much in it. We won't go away. We hang around a little bit, and then we just, the young blokes just drop off, and the other team rolls over the top of us. So another home game against the Saints at Marvel Stadium, and it was a like, you ask any Saints supporter as well, it was just a bad game of football. There was nothing impressive about the game. Again, Richmond hung around. Saints would kick a couple goals. Richmond would kick another 1 or 2 and just stay with them. And then, we just ran out of legs in the last quarter, as we have done most of the season, and they rolled over the top of us. So there's not too much to dive into with that one there. But, like you said, Rock, another week, another loss, and pretty used to it at this point.
Yeah, I think for you guys, it's pretty much waiting for the end of the season, yeah?
Yeah, we're just about, like, we've got obviously Hawthorn this week, which after watching what they did to you, it's not going to be that much fun. And then we got Gold Coast at the G, last game of the season, and Dusty's farewell. So that's one thing to kind of look forward to. And then, we'll look towards next year, the draft, and see how we go.
I'm telling you, man, everyone's too nice to you, mate. Like, you don't have to explain anything. No, you got to fucking explain your shit performance too, just quietly, mate. Just you got to explain that kind of.
I can explain the season we're having, right? Manny might a little bit understand, but you guys might not, Mark and Rock. We're transitioning out of a premiership era where we won 3 flags in 4 years, and now it's just a natural progression where you lose your senior players and you got to build yourself back up. So Hawthorn did it, and they're flying at the moment, so we're only a couple of years away.
Yeah.
Now, this is the most important thing. Who has brought tickets to the live show? I hope everyone in the chat, or 76 of you have bought them, get onto the live show, everyone. Link is below. Make sure you get onto this, man. Come on, guys. I'm going to be announcing a big guest in the next couple of days, man. They're going to ring me back tomorrow. So yeah. So that's it. Is that it for you?
Yeah, I don't need to waffle on anymore.
Let's go. This is Manny's job. Let's do it, Manny. I think.
All right. All right. Let's. What can we say? There's not much we can really say, but the Swans are looking pretty, and they beat the Pies quite convincingly in those last 15 minutes. And
apparently they're not doing good.
Well, I can tell you right now that we'll talk about delusional lesson in a few seconds. But you're looking at Sydney, Port, GWS, and the Cats. But I can tell you right now, the Brisbane Lions. That's a priority. They're definitely going to be the one club that's going to make the difference. Fremantle. I think Fremantle is where they are at the moment. They could possibly miss out. I know it's a big statement, but I reckon Fremantle could possibly miss out. And I think that the Western Bulldogs may possibly miss out, and it may give an opportunity to the Carlton Football Club, who I believe, honestly, will make it in the 8th. Don't be disheartened. I know you've lost a lot of players, but don't be disheartened. The one team that I think will be very disappointed, but not according to Mark, if they finish 9th, they won't be disappointed. If they finish 10th, they won't be disappointed. Because, the Essendon Football Club doesn't have much of an expectation. And, of course, Collingwood, how dare they be 11th and not be in the top 4? They won the premiership last year. Well, thank you very much for letting me know that, Mark, because I was a little bit delusional for a second there. And, of course, we've got Richmond, who's just sitting there pretty on their own. And they're just doing what they do, and they're just sitting there and they're just saying, you know what, we won 3, and we would have won 4 if it wasn't for big cocks. But that's okay. We'll rebuild, and it's all over.
That's very good, Manny. You're getting better at that every week.
You are.
Thanks.
I'm going to be honest with our friends in the chat, which are very close personal family friends, everyone here. I said to Manny many weeks ago, I go, Manny, you got to lift your game, mate. I give you a segment and I want to see better, mate. And you know what? He's stepped up to the plate, mate, and he's actually doing a lot better with that. I mean, his jokes have gone downhill, so hopefully he can improve this week. But as far as the ladder, I think he gives the bloke on the bounce a run. Whoever does the ladder there, I think. Who is it? There's one of the blokes there. Who is it?
Gazy? Is it Gazy? Andrew Gaze?
I think he's giving Gazy a run with the bang.
Andrew Gaze. Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
They reckon you're funny.
I used to love watching Andrew Gaze.
Lou gives you a big compliment. He has improved a lot from that. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I had a word to Manny, and he was ready to be drafted last year. I was ready to get him out. Remember, we did get someone in, and he done a great job and ready. But Manny promised me he was going to do a big preseason, and he was going to give it his all, and he's stepped up to the plate. What do you reckon?
I try to do my best. it's not easy, but I always try and give my 100%. And sometimes it can work out well, and sometimes it can sort of fall into a heap. But then again, I look at my poor mate Mark, or I look like $1 million.
Look at you two at the bottom. Look at you two. Can I just this has got, I love this because I love this new word. I've been using it everywhere, and whenever Mark talks,
The word of the day is pistified. When you're pissed off and mystified at their stupidity at the same time. Pistified.
Sorry, Mark. I have to do that. And you know what? I don't know. Do you want me to mention it? Who sent that to me? And it was specially for you. If she's in there, so if you want me to mention that was you that sent me that great little video, I will mention it. It was you. All right, let's go. I'm telling you, you got no idea the stuff I get sent for you two guys. It's just like here we go. It was our friend Matula. She's one of my favorites. She sends us heaps of videos.
She was always
she made, her husband made the spud, and then they send me the videos. So
looking forward to meeting you again, Matula, on the TJP live show. Looking forward for it, Matula.
Yeah, she will be.
We'll have to have a bit of a dance. Have we got a bit of have we got some tunes going on?
There's going to be definitely tunes. It's a carnival atmosphere. We got tunes, we got prizes, we got balloons, we got bloody merch, we got people running around doing stuff. I'm telling you now, we've put a lot of work into this, so it's going to be.
There'll be balloons.
Yeah, we've got balloons all over the place that are
and then obviously there'll be a few clowns.
Well, there'll be one and two there, I reckon.
Make sure the pies are hot there, Rocco. Make sure the pies are hot, not cold, mate.
No pies there, mate. No pies, mate. We're gonna have what do we got that day? We have got arancini, we have got pasta, we've got chicken, we've got desserts. I think there's a 6-course meal plus two desserts. So it's great value. I'm telling you, it's great value. So everyone,
make sure you paint some bit of Staying Alive and some John Travolta there, mate. We'll get that.
There will be plenty of music. I'm telling you now. I was even thinking about bringing the Fisharmonica there and doing a little. And plus, I'll be doing part 2 of my stand-up routine. I've been working on. So we'll see how that goes. All right. How about we get into this? I could tell you something. We had a shit week in tips. Actually, Manny did the best in the tips. The rest of us were absolute skiv, mate. I'm telling you. At one stage, I think we were all on 0, or we had 1. And it was the last day, man. I'm telling you, it was bad. But anyway, let's start with.
Well, I want to thank Matula for giving me the Adelaide.
She did.
Thank you, Matula. Yeah.
They want Yoda. They want Yoda. All right. So the first one. Here we go. Let's get down to Spudville. This is your job, Quinny.
It is my job. While we go to Marvel Stadium on Friday night for Essendon versus the not-so-good Sydney Swans. Big game because Essendon need to win this to make finals, really. So it's sort of do or die at this point.
Yeah, so it's going to be at Marvel on Friday night. So it's the first game of the round. And, well, Essendon should really punish Sydney by 10 goals here because Sydney aren't any good. right? And Essendon are probably one of the best teams in the last 20 years. So
Yeah.
they should win this by miles, apparently.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Tips? Well, we'll give our tips and then Mark can give his little spiel.
You know what? I don't know why, but I think Sydney are going to win by 6 goals.
Sydney. Yes, I'm going Sydney too. Sydney will 100% win this. And Quinny?
Yeah, top of the ladder. It's hard to go against one. So Sydney for me.
Marco?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, Sydney are on top of the ladder, so they're going to be favourites to go into this game. But, you know, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes you play against teams that are above you and you fight and there's nothing to lose. And, you know, we've won now. Actually, we've beaten four teams in the top 8 at the moment. So that's the Western Bulldogs, GWS. There's a couple other teams there, that Fremantle. So we've beaten those top 8 teams. So Essendon by 24 points for me. Let's bring it on and let the sun shine.
All right. I guarantee that 100% of this chat will be going for Sydney. 100%. Because
that's fine.
You're saying Sydney?
No, Essendon by 24 points this week, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Essendon beat all the top 8 teams when they were out of form. That's true.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. See,
when they were out of form. All right, next game.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of the sun shining, Gold Coast take on Melbourne at People's First Stadium on Saturday afternoon. And it's pretty well known that Melbourne aren't too flush hot at the moment, and Gold Coast don't tend to lose away from there. So I think the easy tip is going to be the Gold Coast Suns. So that's what I'm going to do.
I'm just saying, though.
Gold Coast for me. Gold Coast for me.
Yep, Gold Coast for me as well.
Beautiful. All right, next one.
Alrighty, that was an easy one. This is going to be a bit of a tough one, I reckon, but we go down to Western Sydney. The Giants taking on Fremantle, Engie, whatever you want to call it, stadium there. And I'm only going to go home ground advantage here because Freo are pretty good this year. Giants are pretty good, but they've hit their straps. So GWS for me.
I'm doing the same. I'm going to say now, I don't think the Dockers make the finals this year. So yeah, GWS for me.
Yeah, GWS for me. I think Collingwood and Carlton are going to sneak into the 8 just quietly.
Can you imagine? Because I can't imagine a Carlton Essendon because I can't see them making finals. But can you imagine a Collingwood and Carlton first final? Fuck.
That'd be crazy. Crazy.
Well, it'll be anyway. It's gonna be interesting. Who'd you pick, a Mark?
Yep, GWS will win and give Essendon the opportunity to jump into the 8 because Fremantle will lose. So GWS for us.
Your chances will be done at about 10:30 on Friday, mate. Next game.
Alrighty, Manny, your mob, Manny. Collingwood, the grand final rematch at the MCG, Collingwood and Brisbane. Another big game, like you said, Manny. If you want to sneak into finals, this is an absolute must win.
Yeah, definitely. Look, the way Brisbane's been playing the last 7-8 games, it really, they're really the team for me that's going to be playing in the grand final. But you know what? When you bounce that ball, it can bounce many ways. And Magpies, I think, are just going to get over the line with this one. I don't think they're going to make. I don't think they're going to make the mistake they made against Sydney.
I'm going Brisbane. I just think they're too good, man. And they actually bet you in this corresponding game last year at the G in this sort of round. I can't remember what it was. So it was the same sort of a scenario. And they're just too good. I think you've run your race this year, sorry to say. But if you win, you got Melbourne the week after. And they're not playing too good. So they'll.
No.
What about you guys?
I really liked what you said there, Manny. I like that saying where the ball bounces in very many different ways. I enjoy that saying. I'm going to steal that going forward. But in saying that, I just try to tip the team that's most in form. And while there could potentially be an upset, Brisbane are in just too good a form for me to tip against them at the moment. So Brisbane for me.
Yeah. Mark?
Flip of the coin.
Oh.
It's heads. So Collingwood for me. Manny?
Good. You're going to catch up to Rocco.
Going by your theory lately, you should have wanted Brisbane to win, mate. You don't want Collingwood to be taking your spot.
We just got to win. That's all that really matters. Rocco, that's all that matters. We just got to win.
All right. Next one.
All righty. Well, we got the showdown. And this is a big game with lots of implications because you look at what Adelaide did last week to the Bulldogs. They're just going to
what the fuck did Adelaide do last week? Jesus Christ.
They're going to rattle the cage. And I think we said it earlier in the year that they're going to be that team that's going to disgruntle a couple of teams making a late play for finals, like the Dogs. And while Port are sitting, second or third in the ladder, wherever they are right now, it's definitely going to, unsettle them if they lose this and, lose their top four spot heading into finals. So it's a big, big game. It's really important. That being said, I do like to go with the team that's in form. And it's hard to tip against Port Adelaide, in this case. So I'll be going for the power.
Yeah, I agree. Power for me.
The power.
Yeah, Port power for me as well, Rocco. Yeah, Port power.
No, you know what? I'm going to make the tipping interesting. Everyone's going for the same shit here. I'm going to go for Adelaide. For some reason, I don't know. Last game day, this is one of those games, man. The Adelaide Port, man, you just don't know where they're at. And Adelaide, fucking hell, they surprised me. So we'll go Adelaide somewhere different. Wish I went Adelaide last week, just quietly. Anyway, next one.
We go back to Marvel Stadium on Saturday night where Geelong plays St Kilda. And again, I've said this all year, St Kilda are a bit of an irrelevant club. Their football's not too exciting to watch. And Geelong are storming on nicely. So I will be going for the Cats.
Yeah, I'm going Cats too.
Yeah, Geelong for me.
Yeah, Geelong for me, just.
All right, next one.
All righty. Well, the Western Bulldogs, speaking of needing to win every game, the Dogs, after having a great, 4 or 5 weeks where they've beaten top sides and look at my premiership favourites, they then got done to Adelaide on the weekend and now their finals hopes are being shaken up. They come up against North Melbourne, who on paper looks like a very easy game to win. But if you remember last year, the Dogs lost consecutively to Hawthorn and West Coast to knock themselves out of finals. So there's a lot riding on this game. That being said, I'm going to go the Bulldogs. I think they've come a long way from last season, but I wouldn't be writing off North completely either.
It's in Ballarat, is it? Or
no, Ballarat's next week. It's this week. They're at Melbourne. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going Western Bulldogs. As I said, North Melbourne are actually playing some good football, but if they lose this, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They're stuff. Because I think who they got next week, the Doggies?
They got Giants in Ballarat.
That's going to be tough, yeah. So I'm telling you, all these sides in that bottom 8 and that, they're all playing for finals this week. One loss and you're almost out, So, all right. So everyone else going.
Doggies for me. Doggies for me.
Yeah.
How can I go against Doggy?
All right. This is the match of the round.
Yeah.
No, wait. It's this one. Sorry.
Oh, this certainly isn't match of the round. Let me tell you, there's not much to say here after what Hawthorn did last week and what they've been doing. They're probably the most enjoyable side in the comp to watch. Although on Sunday afternoon, I can guarantee you I won't be feeling that way about them. Hawks will win this one, but Rocco, put me down for Richmond as I do every week. I'll be tipping the Tigers.
You're done. You're done with your tips anyway. It doesn't really matter anyway. So
Hey,
you're done.
Doesn't matter.
I'm tipping Hawthorn, but before we move any further, is there any chance perhaps that we may have the pleasure of having young Quinn rip out a tune of the
All right, what we'll do is we'll do that at the end of the show, all right?
okay.
Yeah, I will do it, Manny. I will do it.
A bet is a bet. You got to go through with the bet, Quinny.
I will go through with the bet, and I won't butcher the words on purpose, Manny. I'll sing them the way they're supposed to be sung, unlike some in this group. I'll do it properly.
I'm sure
Thank
he
you.
won't
I appreciate
try
that.
and make a
I
bit
really
of
do
fuss.
appreciate that.
You know what, Quinny? If it wasn't, if Richmond were a little bit higher up on the ladder, I would probably go on for Richmond to get with this game. But unfortunately, you boys are just tanking. So Hawthorn for me for this game. Rocco.
I don't even think that it got anything to do with them tanking. Hawthorn are just on fire at the moment, man. You know, the only two games they've
that's
lost.
what I believe. That's what I believe.
What if Richmond were a little bit higher, you would tip
If
Richmond?
they were if they were playing for a little bit more, incentive.
The way Hawthorn are playing, man, I'm telling you, the only two games they've lost was Port Adelaide when they came back 3 goals in 1 minute, whatever they did, and GWS last week again, comeback and they lost. I'm telling you, they're fucking playing some.
They're playing good football, mate. They're playing good football.
Humming.
Yeah. Did you predict them to make the finals, Rocco?
And this is truthful. I didn't predict to make the finals, and after the first 5 weeks when they lost 5 in a row, there was no chance. But if you ask Paul, we've been saying we love Mark Williams and what he's doing with that club, and we've been saying all year we think Hawthorn's on the right track. I didn't think it was going to be this year, and the problem is they'll make finals because they're playing Richmond and then North Melbourne. So they'll make finals, and that's from being 0-5.
Just for the record, Yoda has just decided to turn his back on Markle because he reckons he's just been talking too much. It's all right, Yoda. It's all good, mate. It's all good.
Last game, we're going to watch it all unfold, and then West Coast against Carlton at Optus Stadium. I can say that I won't be there. It's I can't afford to spend like $5,000 for fucking flights and getting. It's bloody expensive to get over there, man. So, but no, I won't be there, but I'll be watching it. So there's no use. I'll just quickly go. Carlton will win. They'll come back, even though we've got a lot of players out. I was saying this to my son today. Our good players are still better than their good players, and we've still got a lot of good players out there, man. And if you want to go through them, I mean, our defense is still strong, except for Hawthorn made it look like they weren't even there. But apart from that game, our defense has been strong. You still got Wiedering, you still got Newman, you still got McGovern, you got Akers on the wing, you still got Cribbs and Walsh, and the forward line. Maybe they'll lower their eyes this week and hit some targets. So I still believe that we're good enough to win this game and bring us into next week into an exciting round. So Carlton for me.
West Coast for me.
I'm out of the tips anyway, so it doesn't really matter which way I go now. But I just think there's moments in seasons when the chips are down and you're looking out, and there's moments where players and clubs stand up and really make a stance, and this is Carlton's opportunity to do that. With their 2 best forwards out of the game, injury depraved. So I think I'm going to go the Blues just in a bit of a historic.
I can't believe you're going to say I'll go for the Blues for a bit of an upset. You would never have said that 6 weeks ago, and now you're saying Oh, you know what? I'll go for Carlton for an upset, against West Coast.
Yeah.
Like how things
6
turn.
weeks ago, you would have said, yeah, Carlton for sure. Yeah. So,
Footy is a funny game. Footy is a funny game.
it is. It's certainly
It's a long
mate.
time.
This year's been absolutely crazy. The games that were being performed. But obviously Carlton, too many injuries. I think they're a little bit cooked. They're a little bit underdone, and being on a big ground at the West Coast Eagles there, it's going to be quite a warm day that day. I think the Blue Boys will run out of legs, and I think West Coast will win by about probably 3 goals. So West Coast for me.
Okay, very good. Very good. Trek here. Got to get Scotty back on the jumper punch. You know what? I love Scotty. Scotty is a star. He came on the jumper punch, and I'll be talking to Scotty. I'll be happy to get Scotty back because he really is. I might even want to talk to bloody Scotty about doing something because he's an absolute star, and his comments are just. He's very funny against Mefco. Yeah, that's it. All right. So we will. Everyone else stay. Cool story, Mark. Yeah, you did come up with a cool story there. Pretty good. All right. So let's have a look at this. So,
I'm really done.
Nah, you're done, man. But Manny got 5 this week, right? So he got 5 this week. So he got the biggest out of everyone. Mark got 3. And me and Quinn got 2 for the week, right? We just scraped through, man. We scraped through. So there's a total. Me and Mark are two different. And what do we do here? We might have gone 1, 2, 3 different. So this week. So I think we got about 3
only
different.
doing home and away this year, Rocco. No more finals. Last year we done the finals. I think this year should just be home and away tips. So that's it. Whoever's the winner is the winner.
Nah, why? What are we going to do? We'll just do the tips for the final. You got to tip anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right.
I might come back and win it. You never know.
Get stuffed. What are you? You are 11. You are fucking 11 behind me, right? And you think you're going to make up 11? We only got at most. We'll get I think the title's going to be between me and Mark, and you two will be fighting for who doesn't finish on the bottom.
Well, I think it'd be quite fitting for Quint to end up with 2 wooden spoons.
Yeah.
I'm tanking.
It will too. All right.
Why do you have one?
Fucking hell. That's not you know what's funny? That's not even a wooden spoon, bro. You couldn't get a wooden one.
No, I'm telling you, this is a spoon. I will be getting a wooden spoon.
But it is
I'm going to smack your ass with that in a minute, Manny.
All right, listen. We have got this under the pump. Who's going to start?
All right, well, I'll go because everyone already knows what I'm about to ask, and the chat was asking about it earlier. So it was big in the news. Mark, this one's directed at you. Obviously, Kane Corns made a big deal about it. I'm sure you've heard his comments on Nick Cox's concussion and him referring to him being soft. Now, when I say soft, I don't mean his mindset. He's not soft like mindset-wise, but just in terms of his body actually being able to absorb these hits. 1, do you agree with Kane? And 2, do you think it is an issue?
Yeah. Nah, mate. Whatever Kane Corn said was absolutely disrespectful, honestly. I watched that replay with Nick Cox, and I noticed that there was no head contact to him to cause any form of concussion. But it's not about that. Look at Tony Liberatore. no head clash, no concussion. He just fell over on the ground. So it could be a multiple of concussions that have built up on a player. I don't respect what Corns had said about that player. I looked at it and I thought, yeah, it's a bit soft. Like, how can you go out with concussion and miss another week of football? But who knows the brain, the concussion side of things these days in football. So, yeah, I didn't agree with what Corns had said about that player. But, God knows these days about what concussion is all about and what the research is about players either being hit in the head or not being hit on the head. Does that result in a concussion?
Yeah, and then I guess as well, the fact that he wasn't hit in the head and he's copped a concussion just through the body knocks, which we know can happen, do you think that's an issue for Nick Cox, that he's sustaining concussions a lot easier than what other players are at the moment? Like, is that an issue for him?
Could be.
Well, it must be an issue, mate, because the guy wasn't hit on the head to be concussed. So there has to be some form of issue there, because players have gone down without being concussed. Prime example, again, what I just said before, Tony Liberatore, middle of the ground, just fell over. Was that due to his brain and head being hit numerous amount of times before that? So how do you judge a player by being concussed? I don't know, mate. I don't know. But from what I saw, the player wasn't, physically hit in the head to be concussed. So
there you go. They were saying,
my
Peter,
guess is as good as yours, Quinn.
they were saying that Nick Dacos was this last year. They reckon that Nick Dacos was this last year. Like I tell you right now, you got a very soft player there, and at the end of the day, that's just bullshit excuses. I agree with Corn. He hit the nail on the head.
Right. Okay. That's a pretty harsh comment there.
That's reality. That's reality.
Yeah.
But then again, you're the bloke who doesn't like you don't like people swearing at the football, so you're just going all mushy now.
No. Look, that's got nothing to do with the question that Quinny was asking. It's more about the player going off, being concussed when he wasn't hit in the head.
Exactly.
So who do you go to? The doctors? Who do you go to, mate? The media? Who do you go to? The coaches? Why isn't the player playing next week?
Because he naturally looks like a dope. He naturally looks dopey.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not sure I think
Okay, so you're judging a player by that. I think what Corns said was not respectful, and he's got to be careful what he says out there towards concussed players and the brain. So very sad of what Corns had said on the weekend about Nick Cox.
All righty, who's got next?
In the chat, we've still got 68 people on things, and let's just
I've got one.
we all love it. Wait a sec, we all love each other in the chat, don't we, guys? Yeah. So let's keep it. Let's keep the banter going on in the chats. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh well, we've got to stop the banter, otherwise I'll end up getting kicked out. All right, I've got an under the pump question. It's for answer it as well if you like. So feel free to answer it. But if you had to pick 2 current AFL players to play for the Tigers next year, who would they be? And what position would you want those players to be in? Don't just pick two of the best players in the comp. Pick 2 AFL current players that you would love for Richmond to play for next year, and the positions that you would want them to be in.
Yeah, I think I was asked this question by someone not long ago, and I answered the first one with Charlie Curnow, because we have no key forward at the moment with Tom Lynch being injured every second game. So that was, but I think looking at where Richmond are, where we don't need someone like I would like actually Kel Shadir from Hawthorn, who is an up-and-coming key forward, perfect in our rebuilding phase. He'll grow with the team, and he looks like he's going to be very, very good. So I'll say Kel Shadir is a key forward because we need someone like that. Curnow and Dacos would be a good pick as well. Obviously, they're the obvious ones. But I'm trying to go a little bit outside. So that would be my first one, and then I'd probably say, I reckon like a Chad Warner. I reckon a Chad Warner is someone that we need. Just with pace, breaks the game wide open. We got Rioli who does it off the half back a little bit, but he could be gone next year. So I think a Chad Warner out of the midfield, I think, and he kicks goals. So Chad Warner and Kalshadia.
I like it. That's
up to you, boys, if you want to join into the conversation. But yeah,
I couldn't give a shit.
Right.
I couldn't give a shit, and I couldn't give a shit.
Well, I'll answer it. I definitely reckon for Carlton, we need like a fast-paced midfielder. I would like someone like a Horn Francis or something to come into the side. You know, someone with a bit of pace, a bit of drive. Maybe a Warner from Sydney would be nice too. You know, but then I think we need another big defender. So someone like. Help me out. What's a big defender, like a young, great Andrews, yeah, something like that. Something like that. You know, you say someone like a May or a Lee, but, you know, someone big, but they're getting a bit old. But I can't even think. But I would love another big defender to help Wiedering and a fast midfielder, Warner and Andrews. So he's kind of like got my kind of thing, yeah. So that's definitely what I would do. Something like that. Someone to help us in the midfield and someone to help us in the back, you know. Can I have 3? And then I want a small, like, goal kicker, right? Give me a small goal kicker that kicks like someone like a Stengel or someone that's going to, and I hate to say it, even someone like a Bobby Hill or something in the front who kind of like fucking causes havoc at the front, yeah? So you know what? I would say Josh Dacos. I would say, I'm sorry, Nick Dacos, but I can't have a Collingwood.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick my 2. We're screaming for a big-bodied midfielder. So I would love Christian Petrarca to come to the SFL.
Yeah, well, he might be available.
No, he's not.
It's not. Well, and a floating. We've been screaming for another kind of floating. Not a massive centre forward or full forward, but a floating forward, something like a Cameron. So Petrarca and Cameron, if you want to come to the Essendon Football Club, please come along. We need you.
You want to go to a club where you're not going to play any finals, and there's no future, and you're not going to play any finals, go to the Essendon Football Club.
All right, next, Manny.
No, I don't want to direct any questions.
Your question.
My question. Well, my question was going to basically simply be that to Marco, and that is, you keep saying it, but on a serious note, the fact that Essendon has not played finals football for so many years. What is it that you think, or what do you feel needs to be done to try and change the whole situation? Because at the moment, it's just disappointing for all your fans out there.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, Manny. You're spot on. But we have been playing finals football. I think you get a little bit confused about finals or winning finals. So we have played finals, but we haven't won a final for so long. Really, look, I don't want to delve into it too much, but I think the drug saga has killed us for the last 10 to 12 years. And that's been honest, you know. And I'm a dedicated Essendon football, you know, fanatic. And, you know, I love the Bombers. I'll go and watch them, you know. Very passionate, emotional, like Rocco and Quinn and yourself. But, you know, we just need that edge, mate. We need a bit more grit. We need a little bit more kind of, you know, just that fight. That's all it is, mate. It's all about above the shoulders, mate. A little bit of fucking fight. Get in there and be passionate about your club and your supporters. And we haven't done that for a long time. Whether it's the coaching, whether it's, you know, the media, whether it's the drug saga, whatever the case may be, mate, all we need is, leaders and just a bit of fight, mate. Be proud of the colours that you wear, and the heritage of the football club, mate. We've been there for a long time. We've got massive, big supporters out there. We need to start getting a bit gritty and start being a bit more like, scared of teams playing us. That's the key. I don't want to keep on dwelling about the drugs and we're shit and so forth. We've put up for too long. I've only got so much control that I can do from my side of things, but we need to start fighting.
Mark, don't swear. Salami boys, wife and kids are watching, and they just been offended by you swearing.
Nah, they're all going to bed, mate. They're all going to bed.
No, they're up, man.
Told you. He just told you.
Said that his wife and kids are watching, and they're frightened now.
Sorry, Salami boy. I won't swear. I'll just, if you see K, tell him I'll go and see him a little bit later on. If you see K.
Yeah. Hey, at least all the Carlton supporters were happy this week because they got their fucking bobblehead there. So I'm sure they were all happy with the bobbleheads they picked up. All right. I'll give one to Manny. Manny. Well, what am I going to say about Essendon? Like, fucking hell. Like, again, are you disappointed that again you failed? Quinny's at the bottom of the ladder. What can I say about him? Manny, serious at the end of the year. After the end of the year, you got some serious decisions. I think Pendlebury has re-signed. Should some of these older players be put away and start thinking for the future? Because in a year or two, if you're not fighting for a premiership next year, in a year or two, you're going to have to make those calls. So there are people like Sidebottom, and I know he's had a good second half of the year, but that can quickly go to shit straight away. And sometimes you've got to make those hard calls. You get people like Howe and you've got a few, and Mason Cox, I think, is a liability to you blokes. I know every once in a while he kicks a couple of goals, but seriously, should they be making some hard calls? Because, you've seen what happens. You get those juniors in and they start to play well. Should they make some hard calls on some of your premiership champions?
Oh, look, I think Pendlebury is...
I think he's signed, so I think he's going to play Pendlebury.
Look, Pendlebury's going to sign, and I think the difference with Pendlebury is that he is a coach on the ground during the game. So he, apart from the fact that he's the player that he is, but he's always sitting there and he's always, talking to the players. He's always coaching them. He's always, reinventing something, in the game. And he's still got that magic touch, and full credit to him. I think he's definitely one player that will be sadly missed when he does leave the Magpies. But no, you're right, Rocco. It's all about looking at in the future, and the fact that we've had a number of injuries this year. It's managed for him to bring in a number of young boys that have come in there, who some of them have been, have shown that they've actually, have got what it takes, and some of them have just, have struggled. So even Johnson this year, who I thought was going to be one player who was going to be doing really, really well, and he's sort of fallen behind the scenes. So look, there are some tough times ahead. I mean, we can sit there and say that the season's over, but we've still got 2 more games to go. But if the Collingwood Football Club wants to be serious, they definitely have to look at, and I think most importantly, what they're going to look at is targeting at what we need. And I find that for so many years, the one thing that I'm always jealous of other clubs is the fact that we struggle to have a tall forward, and we'd love to have a couple of tall forwards. I mean, you look at Essendon, they've got so many tall forwards, but they just can't play. You look at Carlton, they've got the Twin Towers, and they've just been missed, unfortunately, with injury. But that's what I'd love to see. I'd love to see a tall forward where we could just throw just targets. A target.
So there you go. There's your you could have answered. You could have answered Mark's question, because there you go. What are you looking for? You definitely need a tall forward, you know, like, so there'll be one like position you definitely take.
Yeah.
Oh, what about take Tom Lynch, Manny? Maybe you can do a swap for Tom Lynch and give
Darcy Moore.
Dacos to Richmond.
That's a good trade. I'd take that trade.
I'd take that trade.
Yeah, I think that's a good trade.
Of course you would.
It's true. Manny answers 10 questions at once. He does. He goes on and he answers 10 questions. All right, that was a very good under the pump. All right, everyone, I'm telling you, we're 67 people. I've been waiting for this moment. Manny, make us laugh.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to one of the viewers who I bumped into the train on the train, as I said, and he did so to me about the mannerisms. And funny enough, he also said to me, "Hey, can I give you a joke that I'd like you to?"
The viewers are giving you jokes now. I'm loving this. All right,
I said, "Look,
Manny, your jokes."
I said to him, "Look, you know what? If I think it's funny, I'm going to sing it." So anyway, this is his joke. He said to me, "What's the difference between kinky and perverted?" Kinky is when you tickle your girlfriend with a feather. Perverted is when you use the whole bird.
That's very good. Actually, I like that. That's good.
Actually, yeah, I thought that was very,
and
very
I
funny.
couldn't see that. I didn't see that coming. I was trying to work out where this is going to go, and I couldn't see that coming. All right, did everyone like that? That's pretty good.
Well, thanks to
well done, Manny.
Thanks, guys. And thanks to the viewer
this must be an Essendon supporter. Go the Mighty Bombers. We win, and we're in the 8 only for one night. Yeah, that's true. You will be in the 8. If you win Friday night, you will be in the 8. The tickets. We are just tanking for the season and bouncing back next year. That was a good one. They're liking it. Better than last week. That was by far. You fucking bombed last week. All right, before we go, just make sure, where are we all going? TJP live show. The link is below and on top. No, it's not on top. I haven't got it in the chat, but it's definitely below. If not, you go to trybooking.com. If you can't remember that, just remember Essendon always try and book finals, right? That's how you remember the thing, right? Try booking, try and make the finals, right? So yeah, so get your tickets. They are selling fast. Now selling fast. And remember something, I said this last night. Don't wait till last minute, because there is a certain amount that fit inside that hall because of the liquor license, right? So once we hit it, it's not like we can squeeze anyone in, because as Nadia said to me, who's organising it, said, mate, we can't lose our license for some people, you know. So once they get, this money, and also security. For a certain amount of people, they need a certain amount of security. So once you hit that, then you need to hire another security guard, you know. So you got security there. So everyone, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Mate, we all put in a lot of work for this. Hopefully you enjoy it. Come down to the live show. What else is there? And I think that's about it, mate. Thanks everyone for joining.
I've got one more. I've got one more. Now, this is something that won't be happening at the live show. I can guarantee you that. But I'm a man of my word. I lost a bet.
Oh, yes, we forgot. Yes, all right.
I lost a bet.
You know what? We're gonna go out to this, yeah?
All right, beautiful. Now, I'll put the Tiger scarf on so you can't clip it up and try and say I'm a Collingwood supporter at a later date. So I've got the Richmond scarf on. I've got the lyrics up here, Manny, so I don't butcher them for you. And if we're ready, I'll get stuck in. All righty. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. And here we go. Fuck me. Sorry, Salami. Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game.
Boom, boom.
Side by side, we stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barrackers are shouting, as all barrackers should. Oh, the premiership's a cake. Walk for the good old Collingwood. Never again.